my goodness.
And you're gonna film this thing.
Oh my goodness.
Unreal.
Or are you gonna
look who's
Just a little, I
here?
had to.
You're gonna film this thing.
No, I'm not gonna film. Wait, let me get me now.
This is the last surprise
Yeah.
of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Mouths will be
He's
wide
filming
open.
me.
Andrew Dice Clay.
I don't care, but I'm just saying.
You could film Sam filming you. See, now they're filming each other.
They're filming each other. That's cute.
I just like getting a little.
Aren't we supposed to like? Aren't we supposed to fight?
In a minute.
How?
Wait, we gotta
Man,
say
they-
hello first. Watch how I get this.
How do we say hello?
Watch it. Watch this. Watch what I do.
Hug?
No, wait. Look at that. Look at that.
Do I look behind me?
Then I get, no, look at me.
So good. Hey, how are you?
All right.
A little camera.
Yes, you do. In studio, Andrew.
Andrew.
Dice Clay.
And me.
Andrew, how are you,
Over here. Over here.
How you been,
Look how I
good?
do that. All right, now I can shut it. You gotta hug Kenny too.
Oh yeah, Kenny.
Hugging Kenny.
Hi, Dice. Fucking Kenny.
That's the first time you've seen Kenny in how long?
3-4 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in 4 years.
No.
Jimmy saw
God
your.
damn, that
Jimmy
long?
had lunch
Let me
with you
grab my
yesterday.
coffee. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, that's
Sit over
good.
there.
Don't matter. No matter.
All right, I'll shut this for now. You gotta see what it looks like, though.
That's a good camera.
Dice, right
no,
off
I
the
know how
bat,
to
I
do it.
noticed you lost weight there, my friend. What's that about?
I don't
You're
know.
in the cage?
That's right.
See?
I'm in the cage.
In the
You hear that,
cage.
boys? In the cage. Pays off. That would have been a whole issue. All right, let me shut this really.
Do we shut our camera off too?
No, you don't have to. How am I gonna do what I gotta do?
I don't know.
Oh, just waking up.
Yeah, huh?
All right.
So how you
It
doing?
feels like a court case.
Doesn't it? I know.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's like a court case.
Cut it,
Are all the
come on
lawyers
over here.
here? Are all the
Look at it.
attorneys here?
Yeah.
All the attorneys
Yeah.
present?
Club
hate
Soda
that.
Kenny, who worked for you for forever.
Yeah, he knows I don't like nobody behind me.
Oh.
Especially him.
I didn't know he was working up here though till last night.
Seriously?
Yeah. You know, Norton, I got to stop by these proceedings by saying, you know, of course, no matter what goes on up here,
Right.
good or bad,
Right.
Norton's to blame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because we had a nice talk yesterday afternoon.
And he said you need to stop by, and you were man enough to stop by, which I think is really, really cool, actually. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you.
Did you
Proceedings.
just get here?
Yeah,
How many minutes ago?
like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we figured it would
We
be
did
better.
the other thing,
We did the other thing, but we figured it would
Do
be
the other thing there.
and then we
figured-
come here for this thing.
we figured it would be better over here because we could go long form instead of
Yeah.
like, oh well, we're having a
And
moment
it is
here,
cool
but we
up
got
here. It is relaxed.
we got to
like you
fit the
said.
commercials
Yeah.
in. What happened was Jimmy got you for the HBO show he's doing,
Yeah. Very
And-
exciting, by the way.
and
Down and dirty.
and finally
Sure.
yesterday on the way home, I talked to Jimmy. I'm like,
That was the only part that bothered me, though.
What,
you
what?
know that, Anthony.
What,
by the
what?
way. The filth part of the HBO show.
Oh
They're
yeah.
making me do some of the off-color stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That bothers you.
I got to go back to that.
Yeah, he tried
But
a
I'll-
clean set. Wasn't very
Yeah.
good.
Oh shit.
No, that's an exciting concept, though, don't you think? I mean, before we talk about anything.
Yeah. Like what? Doing clean sets?
No, the whole idea of the show.
Yeah. Hell
Do
yeah.
you know about it?
I've heard something about it.
you know.
All right. You know
He's-
what?
he's
This
a-
is why
he's
I
a-
don't talk to you.
It's one of Jimmy's
No,
things.
see, if you're not involved in it, you don't care.
That's
what it is with him.
But
always.
Anthony's
I'm in a
love.
whole new world right
Anthony's
now.
I
in love
know.
right
You've
now.
been through it. I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
single now, Dice. So, you know.
You allowed to talk about it?
Now
yet?
it's just, I
10
talk
years
about
already?
everything.
No,
Oh,
this
really?
Yeah, no, now I'm single. I'm single from that.
Oh, you mean you went
The
through another
girlfriend.
one?
Yeah, not a marriage or anything.
No, yeah,
never do
no,
that
everybody
twice.
does that.
Yeah. So I was going out with that girl for, you met her.
You become bulletproof on those things.
8 years.
After a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know about you, but if I break up with somebody at 9, I don't mind going with somebody by 9:10. it's just what I become. I don't even understand it myself.
Yeah, there's no.
You know, all my ex-girlfriends, they go, how can you go with somebody else, so quickly? I go, because we're done over here. What am I waiting for? Because, women have the thing about like they go through a whole period of they don't want to know from guys for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and then they just start putting it out there again, like after a year. What is the wait for? What does the wait mean, even? Proving you like the other person?
I think it's a good thing for most girls because it keeps the guys from killing them. You know, if the guy finds out the next day
No, but
she's
the
out
guy
fucking...
moves on. Guys
the guy
have a
moves
way
on.
of just
Yeah.
moving on quick. I mean, really, just fucking quick.
Yeah. Girls have the potential
yeah.
to, though. Girl could be out that night. She's just got to be at a bar and it's over, Johnny.
Yeah, but that's...
But they have
that's
that
a
emotional
whore
thing just
chick.
going like...
It's a different
I
kind of
don't
girl.
wanna-" Yeah.
That's not the girl you went with for 8 years.
No. That was, 8 years. Long relationship. But now I'm out of that. So now, I'm on the prowl.
You hear?
Oh, yeah. This is
The
This is
proceedings.
more fun than I thought already.
Well,
The proceedings.
nah, it's not, we don't want it to be like that. But
No, I don't want it to be like that.
After the show yesterday, I go, Jimmy, I think it's cool you got dice and all that, but we still have issues. And Jimmy
So
and I
this is
walked
more
home.
therapy than anything else.
I don't know what it's going to be, but Jimmy and I talked all the way on the way home. Like, you put me in a tough spot because we were all friends back in the day, and then something happened that
Back in
to
the
this
day,
day.
it really makes it sound like a long time ago.
Well, dude, I haven't seen you in 4 years, easily, maybe longer.
Yeah, but back in the day sounds
Back
like
in the
you're
day.
110.
Back in the days, a long time.
That's like the 80s
Like
back
the old
in the
mustache
day.
Pete's back in the day.
Well, when you go from
No, I
being,
know.
being close and having phone conversations every day to
nothing.
to nothing. So I go, Jimmy. I said this for Jimmy. I go, look, I'll be all right either way, but if you're doing this HBO show, there's issues with dice because it's not going to be fair to Jimmy because the fans are going to be a little weirded out by the whole thing. I'm not saying they would boo or anything. I didn't want to go down that road, and I told Jimmy, and Jimmy knows that. I go, but there might be a weird atmosphere when you guys are taping this HBO thing, and let's see if we can work something out.
And me and Opie talked on the way home, and I was like, you know what? Because I've been going through something with my relationship falling apart. I'm like, I really am a dummy. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, there was a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I mean, it was a lot of it. And I'm so stupid. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. I forgot about the stuff that was said on both sides. And so Andrew and I talked yesterday, and I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't take it lightly what he was saying.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
I mean, I might be, not very hardcore right now.
I believe Jimmy when he said that you were having some serious moments at.
Yeah,
it was like a
exactly.
real nice talk. We spent a few hours together at the Brooklyn Diner, and it was like it was nice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for,
You have a $40 pot pie?
yeah, it was very
Fucking place.
expensive. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, a lot of this is the fun part. A lot of whatever you said in retaliation to whatever I said,
Right.
I can't really attack you on because I didn't hear it.
Right.
See, that's the beauty of not having a radio show and not being hired anywhere.
Right.
Because I'm not listening.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I would hear that you said things, but I don't have quotes for you.
Right.
So I lose on that end.
Well, I got a million of them.
No, I know that. I know that. But so do I, because you know how I get.
I don't know.
But the one thing, and I'm not even going to say what it is.
What?
The one thing I do want to bring up that we spoke about was something that was said on Howard's show, but it was not about you, and it wasn't something. No, it wasn't something. It's nothing I even. It's not like where I ever go, which is something even Kenny would vouch for.
Well, let me.
And you know what it is, and I don't even want to say it here because I don't do that stuff.
But I
That's
do.
not who I
do
am.
got to bring it up because I do have to say one thing. Like, I take my shots. You obviously take your shots, and in a way, I understand the overall picture in the game. Like when some of the stuff Howard says, I was like, well, of course he's going to say that type of stuff because we say the same shit to him, right?
No, but this is. Let me just say this.
The whole dead dad stuff is like
But that's
completely unacceptable, and a lot of people felt like you were involved with that when
that's not my
Howard was
thing.
saying some crazy shit about.
You know what? Number one, if I did say
My
it,
dead dad.
if I did say it, I would. I'd probably sit here and apologize that I was crazy and at the moment said.
A lot of
but
people
that's just-
perceived that you were like right in there with that whole material.
No,
I'm just
I
telling
was
you what they
angry
said.
because I know what I was yelling about on that show about you, but that's not where I go. It's not where I ever go, and it's just not. It's just not who I am. I'll say filthy things. I'll attack you personally, but never ever do I go there.
Right.
It's just not who I am, and you would know that just from all the conversations we had through the years.
Right.
So
well, we got the audio clip. We could.
You know what? If you wanted to play it, I really don't care because
I'm curious to see how it was now. E-Rock, did you listen to it?
Oh, stupid!
I don't know if we play it, it could get weird.
Yeah, you know what? Don't even play it. Because and the reason I don't want you to play it is more for you than for me because that's a subject. It's a bad one. I know what you went through, which is not why I was ever angry at you. I mean, that was a time I really wanted to talk to you. I don't know why we didn't talk. I was trying to, but I just can't even imagine going through something like that. So I know you had to be just somewhere in space.
Right.
And, I would tell Pete, that when Opie gets a chance, have him just call me. I just want to give my condolences.
Why don't you
for
call
that.
me personally, though?
I tried to call you.
All the time.
I didn't have a number to get you at that time, and I kept telling Pete this.
You might have had my old number.
Yeah,
because I was out of that situation.
But it's just something I don't make fun of.
Let me go back because
even when
hold on, Dice. Let me go back.
You could go back.
I can set you up a little bit. No, I'm not.
Right, okay.
This is just to set the table for everybody. When my dad died, the biggest flower display at the funeral home was from Mr. Andrew Dice Clay. It was amazing. It was amazing. I'm not a flower guy, but when it was like, holy shit, look what Dice sent. Amazing. And then what happened with me, I've talked about it a little bit on the air, but I was completely devastated when my dad died. Completely. And you always think in the back of your head, how you gonna feel when you lose a parent? You can't prepare for it, is all I'm saying. And I shut completely down, and I stopped talking to everybody. And somewhere along the line, I think you got insulted by that. That's the only thing I can figure out.
No insult. It was never... Because what went on between us has nothing to do with that. That's... All right, because that's why I'm not doing any jokes. That's why I'm not fucking around here.
But listen. The other thing is, my dad died 3 days after we signed with XM, and we went on a promotional tour literally 2 weeks after my dad died. Started on the radio literally a month and a half. And I got word you wanted to talk to me before we went back on the air.
Yeah,
we just assumed that we were going to pick up where we left off with the great stuff at NEW.
As mad as I might be about something else, that has nothing to do with it. So... being angry at a friend is being angry at a friend. That's how it is.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But something like that and something as unexpected as that, I just wanted to get you on the phone to, tell you how I felt and try to, relieve a little pain for you.
Right.
As little as it might be. Mm-hmm. That's all that was about. I don't get angry if someone's parent passes away and they're not getting on the phone.
Right.
That would really make me... the true idiot as I perform, what I am on stage, which I'm not.
I hear you. I mean, there's a lot of people I still haven't called since my dad passed, and 4 years later, I think I'm finally dealing with all the emotions that I went through when it first happened. To be honest with you, but all right. So then, what happened?
No, all right. This is what happened when we really got to back up. I got mad, and Kenny will remember. We were all there when I did the garden in 2000 and I brought my kid up. See, that's where I do draw the line.
Right.
When somebody that I feel I'm friends with fucks around with me in front of my kid and makes him feel the way he did that day on the radio over the whole little Mancow thing that went on. And I was trying to cut it off at the moment because I saw the look in his face. He was all excited about coming up to meet O&A.
Right.
And he's sitting there. He's got the headphones on. It's all fun and games. And both of you guys started in about something Mancow said, and I'm thinking, number one, nobody even knows him in New York. Where are we even going? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He went on TV, on the news, and said he's bringing me up at the Garden. But you guys didn't end it, and I kept trying to end it. I even kept looking at Kenny like, I want them to end this.
Right.
It's also not on regular suburban radio, you can't, you can't say things like, end this fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was trying to do it, and you stayed on it. And he felt really bad about it, and he was really young at the time, and even when we left the studio, he was asking me in his own way, what was that all about? I thought you guys are friends.
Right.
And it's really hard to explain it to, a 10-year-old at the time, 11-year-old, like what was going on. You know, and then, you know, Kenny called Mancow, told them don't come to the show, which Max also knew that, you know, Kenny was friends with Mancow. Like, he doesn't get that stuff, especially at that age. I just wanted him to have a good experience.
Well, Mancow was kind of blowing up our spot. That's where we're. Hold on.
I get
where
that.
we were coming from is like we were really excited and proud that we were doing this together. It was an amazing.
Yeah, and
moment in
everybody
our
knew we
careers.
were. And if you didn't bring him up, nobody would have even known
The
who it
problem
was.
was he was doing Fox News, and all of a sudden he's taking credit for the fact that Dice is playing the Garden for the first time in how many years? I don't know at the
Yeah,
time.
see, I
A
can't
long
say he
time.
took.
But he was on
since-
TV
when
bragging
did
about
the
it.
Garden happened, 1990?
February 1990.
Fucking.
He knows. Of course he does.
So we felt like he was blowing up our spot, and of course, as radio guys, we're going to go after that stuff. I want to make it perfectly clear, I didn't go after Max personally, but,
No, but
he was
as
watching
adults,
this whole thing go on.
That's right. And you saw I was trying to cut that off.
But the problem I have with that whole thing is we hung out like nothing happened for probably a year to 2 years.
That's right.
That's what I'm confused
Yeah,
at, because
it was-
Jimmy told me that it might be the time with Mancow and the Garden and Max in studio. I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. When I was
No,
out in
that's
LA,
what made me angry.
and what? It comes out years later?
I'm strategic. Really, I'm strategic.
But what,
You
this-
guys were off the air.
But this
and
ate away at you?
Yeah, I told Max, I go, they're going to pay for what they did in front of you. That's how I am. I carry this shit like luggage.
But that don't-
and no, when it
that
comes
don't
to
make
my
sense,
kids,
though,
but it
Dice.
does make sense.
It makes sense that we were
Yeah,
hanging out at the comedy
if
store,
you-
hanging like
I needed the
best
footage.
friends.
We did the scene. I know what we
I did footage for.
No, but that's how I am. And I get angry.
But we were in your apartment, like making food and big.
No, we weren't. I didn't have an apartment.
You had an
Did I?
apartment? Yes. Don't. We sat there for
Is that
hours.
when I first moved out of my house?
Yeah, we sat there, tiny little places.
Yeah, so
There
who
was a-
had time to think about you at that time if I was
But
going
you had
through
the
that?
big candy jars and the big plates and the big
Yeah, I
pots,
like
and we
candy,
were,
so
and we
what?
hung out for hours. You made me stir fry, and we were watching like the videotapes. But all I'm
Okay.
saying is like you never gave a hint that you were mad at me. I was out there in LA. We did the hike up the hill.
Yeah,
If that's
so
not
how
a-
strategic
But
is
if that's
that?
not that's mental.
No,
that's
it's
not-
diabolical.
That's mental though.
It's diabolical.
Yeah.
Like if you can't discuss
no,
what's
I
bothering
wasn't.
you on that hike.
Let me explain something to you. As mad as I wasn't mad enough not to go on the hike.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest
But
with you.
did you ever meet a comic that was normal?
Jimmy.
Nope.
Sorry.
Never. And you're right.
Yeah, we're
Not a
we're
one.
all whacked out. You know, I met
Years
Kenny.
later,
he was,
you're gonna get me
I
back?
met Kenny. He was a normal cop.
Right.
Okay. Is he normal?
No.
No, exactly. That's what happens when you
February 1990.
No, but I was really upset about that.
But Dice, that means you got issues.
No, it means
Because we're-
I'm not mad about it.
But
no more.
we were like more than just. We did good. We did,
No, I know.
We did great radio together. But we were
No,
also.
this is what happened.
We
When
were
I
also
did-
friends. You were calling me almost every day, and we had great, long conversations.
minute.
Like, why wouldn't you just?
You called me back.
I called you back. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
you
that.
called me too.
I'm not
There was a lot of times you called
Yeah,
me.
But that's what friends do. You call each other.
yeah, but you didn't
So-
say that. You said I would call you every day.
All right. Well, whatever. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
if
people
we were in
understand.
therapy, the therapist would want to ask me why I call every day, and I say I don't. We call each other. That's what friends do. It's a two-way street.
But obviously, we were never friends. If you're waiting,
we were friends.
You're waiting years to get us
No,
back. for that.
it really was. I said that.
Dude,
as
that
a
would have
joke.
been that would have been one conversation. You tell me what went on, and we would have made that good.
I was angry then. Kenny
could've-
knew it. Whoever was with me.
But then we could have
And if you
discussed it on the
remember-
radio
no,
when we got back on.
We discussed it the day after it happened. I came up before the Garden, and you guys were alone. You know, there were no guests on that day, and you were going on and on. You know, and I know you were all friends, but you know, you got to vouch for it. When you waited in the limo, I said I wanted to go up alone. Say the word. Do me a favor.
That's true. It's true.
Okay.
He wanted to go up and
Yeah, because I wanted to let you know, because it was you that didn't stop. That's why I was really angry, because, you know, Anthony and I were friendly here.
Yeah.
You know, we like each other. That's why he never paid the price, because of the impression. You know? No, but the point is, me and you did talk a lot about a lot of things, personal things. I'm not going to go into that stuff on the air.
We were
But
friends.
That's right. And
Me and Dice were on-air friends.
And so the fact that you were going on and on after that day with Max, the next day.
What did I say the next day?
No, you were going on. We might not come to the garden and bring him up. It was like a whole thing, and I said, "Take me over there."
I truly don't remember that.
Kenny, you explain it.
I believe it happened.
Wait a
I'm
minute,
just saying
because he
I
does
remember
remember.
No, it's true. Andrew wanted to go up all by himself and speak to you guys and straighten everything out and make sure everything was good for the garden. Because, it was,
It was a whole thing because of my kids. So I wanted to come up here, and I was like, if you want to fight with me, and this is, sometimes when there's other guests, you could pawn it off on them. And I was fuming about it. And I said to you, if you want to fight with me now, well, it's going to be a big mistake because I know where I go. I didn't mean fight physically.
Right.
I meant on the air about this because I was fuming. And I don't know how it ended that day. It was more of the threat of you guys not coming and introducing me. You stayed on the Mancow thing.
Well,
but I was really pissed off about what you did with my kid, and I told him, I'm going to go straighten this out. That's why I didn't want anybody with me.
I understand family and kids and all that, truly, but I don't understand.
But you might not, because...
No, I do understand.
But
Trust
you might
me,
not.
I'm going through some, personal stuff that has nothing to do with the radio show right now, so I totally get it. How you defend and protect your loved ones. But what I don't understand is that you wouldn't just pick up the phone and we work this out. You wait years, and then also I'm like, wow, Dice fucking hates us.
No,
what is this about?
I went after you. I can't remember exactly when I went after you. I know I did.
Well, on Howard, it's kind of a kick in the teeth, too.
Yeah.
You know that.
It's hardcore. It's what I do. It's what I'm known to do. It's what you guys are known to do. And whatever you said about me...
Saying we're has-beens and...
Yeah.
And saying that...
and how I built the other show.
Wannabe and all that crap.
I know what I said.
Right.
I'm not I back up.
And I was like, wow, this isn't the guy I used to talk to on the phone.
When you're angry, don't you say angry things? What should I say? I love those guys. You can't believe how funny I think they are. I can't wait to see them again. That's not what you say when you're pissed off.
I understand
what
where
you
it comes
do
from.
is you just say hurtful, nasty things,
Right.
which you also retaliated. It's not like you guys don't have mouths and didn't come after me with shit and start blowing my head off with insults. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're angry with somebody.
But the difference in the middle of those insults, there were a few compliments because we're idiots. We're like, he used to do great radio for us, and
no, but we know that, and I brought that up too.
See, a lot of people are obsessed saying you did make fun of my dad dying.
Yeah, but it's not true, and it's not true.
I'll be honest, and I'll tell you, and I even told you this too. In all honesty, it was. Howard said something. It was in reference to Mancow, and when I heard Andrew's response to that was to divert away from it. And I got to be real honest, and that's something, regardless of all the horrible shit was said, that was something that I knew at the moment he was getting away from that and not going after that.
Right.
Yeah, see, that's when he fought.
Well, that's going to be the hottest audio to find right now.
Let me tell you something.
People are going to be like, well, I got to listen to this.
Let me tell you something. When I fought with Howard years ago, I didn't know everything he said about me or every war he was having. You live your own life. Mm-hmm. So when Mancow called me and I was going on Stern, he brought up that whole thing that he said about his dad, that what Stern said about his dad.
It was the same hacky material, to be honest with you.
But that's between them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, not between us. So when he said that to me and Stern brought it up on the air, I don't go there. I divert from that because, I don't believe in making fun of that kind of thing. I never did. That's just who I am. So whether the fans know it or not, I'm telling them that's not who I am. I'll rip you to shreds. I'll rip anybody to shreds, and I'll take back whatever they give me. If I'm gonna go nuts on somebody, I'm gonna get it back. It's just how that game is played. But when it comes to that kind of thing, somebody passing away, I do not and never have my whole life. As a matter of fact, with Howard, one of my first fights, not even on the air, was when Ryan White, years ago, 7-year-old kid, was dying of AIDS. And I don't know how they were doing it, but him and Sam Kennison were making fun on the air. And I called him at home and had a giant fight with him going, how do you make fun of a kid that's dying?
And that was
this kid was a hero. No.
That was the reason you stopped doing a show.
No, that's when it started getting a little bad. But I mean, that's what happens. We've made up since. We put our troubles behind us. But I'm just showing how I never stand for that kind of thing. I just don't see any humor in that, ever. You know, and that's a definite. If fans don't want to believe it, you know, I'm not coming to their homes to go, I never did that. You know what I mean? You know, it's just a fact of life. It's not what I do.
It's just weird that you wouldn't pick up the phone and discuss this.
And the only reason,
because when Jimmy said the Max
reason,
thing, I'm like, the Max thing. That was
Yeah.
We
Well,
we
that is
had
my
great.
kid-
We had so many great times after the Max thing. I'm like, this doesn't
but
make
let me
sense.
tell you something. I came up here. I told you that day how it was. You know, and to be quite honest,
I thought we were over it then. If you
we weren't
you
over
brought-
it because you didn't fight me on it, and that I was angry about. I would have rather had the fight that day. You know, the day I did the garden, because there was no satisfaction to it. You know, and yeah, I carried it around, and at a certain time, whenever it was, I don't even know if you were off the air yet. If you were off the air, great. What do I care?
when we went to Gold's Gym in L.A. and we were doing 30-pound
yeah, that's
curls.
right. I remember working out with you.
We could
It's not that I didn't like you. I was angry about something.
But we could
you know,
have
and
discussed
sometimes
it.
you carry things like, you know, I don't know if Kenny knows why I've been angry at him, which I don't really know if I could discuss on the air. I'll talk to you off the air
Well,
with it. But
this is interesting because Kenny really hasn't talked to Dice in about 4 years too.
yeah, and,
Something like
and
that. And then I thought it had something to do with the fact that we hired Kenny when he really
it had nothing to do with it. And let me
needed
tell
a
you
gig
something.
and I don't know.
No, that I really didn't know he was working up here full time. You know, I know he hangs out. You know, because you know I've worked with Don Jameson. I work with Florentine. So it is a group. You know, which is also part of the reason Norton said, you know what, we all got to be friends. We can't have the fighting. You know, especially, you know, I'm not looking to bring up America, but I am because, you know, we live in terrible times right now. And the people that are supposed to be making people laugh, which is us, which is you know, comics, radio, everybody
But I'm a
is
hack,
fighting,
so I
and we can't. No, but you got to get past that. You see what I mean?
See, I'm a hack,
if
though,
you
and-
can't, you know what?
And you said we should be.
I'm not sure what a hack is.
Wait, what did he
I might
say?
have called you that because
Hold on,
it's insulting.
This is more of a compliment because although we were pissed off, it kind of made me chuckle that you thought we were where in Arizona in the desert at a hot dog stand.
Well, you know what?
Again, that
I
was
heard
funny.
that you opened
want-
up a business.
That was funny.
When you were on Kid Chris going, those
I remember
guys are
laughing at that.
has-beens, those guys are over, you're the new king, or something like that. And then you said, and those guys, I think I passed them once, they have a hot dog
In
stand in the middle of
Arizona, a hot dog stand.
the middle of the desert. It hurt,
All right.
but it was kind of fun.
Yeah,
laughed.
but exactly. You see what you just said? It was a hurtful, vicious thing, especially if you were off the air,
Right.
but funny. And that's what I do. I'm a vicious comic. I never claimed to be a sweetheart when I'm performing. And as Joe Rogan would call it, dice mean, he calls that.
Right.
Which he personally loves.
Sure.
You know, but I was angry about something. Like I said, you can't say not.
what
you
about
know,
the-
and
what
the
about
word
the-
hack?
what about the
I mean,
picture-
what is that?
What about the picture
Break
you
it
and
down.
I,
If that's still bothering you,
No, it's more of a
break
joke.
it down. What that word really means.
No, it's more of a joke. I understand what I do with you know on the air.
Yeah.
so.
So it's nothing to talk about.
But what about the picture me and you after the garden show? Just me and you in the empty garden.
Yeah. How
having a
great
moment.
is that? It's a beautiful picture.
But as
I
we're
gotta-
having that moment, you're mad at me because of this.
No,
Max
but I
thing.
wasn't mad at that moment.
You had to wait to be mad. I
Yeah, that was an incredible night.
And
What
help
am
me
I-
out here.
No, but why
I don't-
wouldn't
I
Anthony?
don't like
Anthony,
getting-
please, you keep interrupting. You really you got to stop already. This is between us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
People put anger down sometimes,
No,
and
we-
it comes back at a weird time. I
That's
think
what I'm
sometimes
trying
that's
to.
what happens.
That's
yeah.
the thing I'm trying to understand because all I wanted for the last few years was a reason why you were mad at me, and you
Well,
never
I'm
would
telling
give
you
it.
the reason.
And
How
I-
it came out
And you
is
know,
how it came out.
I never left messages, but I did call cell phone numbers I had for you.
I got nothing from
No,
you.
I did not leave messages because I
okay.
was like, well, if he picks up the phone, I'm gonna ask him like, at least tell me why. That's
And
all.
I would have.
All right, and then but you didn't tell me why, and then
But I would have.
we sabotaged your brother Wee's interview, and you hung up. Whatever, that's fine. But Ant, do you get this?
That was not, you know what? The Wheeze
no.
thing was something that Norton brought to my attention. And the reason I hung up was that was not the time to do this on someone else's show. That's why when Jimmy brought this up, I'm like, all right, I'll come up there. I don't got a problem. You know I never have a problem facing anybody. It's just when it happens.
Get Anthony's point of view, because sometimes I'm looked at as like the lunatic, the you know, the hothead. But like Ant,
But you
what's
are
your
a hothead.
Dice
I
was.
understand. What's your thoughts on this?
I see Dice was angry, and he's a complete lunatic, so it took 2 years for the anger to come out.
Yeah. How come he understands that? And you can't get past it.
Because I'm like,
you know
I'm
what?
reactionary. If I'm
You know-
mad,
you know
I
what a
can't
lot of
hold it in
people-
for 2 years. I can't hold it in for 20 seconds.
What? No, I unload also constantly.
Right, but
that's a different
you let
story.
this fester for years when one phone call would have taken care of it, and we could have still done the radio part of it.
No, one
when we
call
got back.
wasn't going to take care of it because, number one, you went through something terrible.
Right.
Yeah, so what should I do?
No, you could have called me before the terrible thing because we were hanging out then.
I don't have.
Dude,
You got the dates?
No, you don't need dates.
No,
but
exactly.
But you do know that we ran into.
I know we
each
hung
other
out.
not a lot, but a couple times.
Yeah,
at the
you came
Comedy
out to
Store.
the Comedy Store. We went to
You
the
were
gym.
excited honestly, you were excited to see me. We did a
Yeah,
whole
I
day
was.
together. We went to the supermarket together.
We went
did
to
a
the
little
gym.
shopping as you were in your silly outfit.
You couple of faggots. Holy shit.
Not silly enough?
No, you're rocking. You know,
Yeah.
you're rocking, but
I'm all that.
you
I'm all that.
I'm all that.
and we went to the Gold's Gym and worked out for maybe 7 minutes, and then we went on a hike, and we had all these moments. We sat in your the
get
temporary
that.
apartment you had to
Well-
get because you were going through a time yourself at that point.
Yeah,
It's
what,
like,
do you
why
think
would
that
you-
ever ends?
That doesn't end.
But all I'm
doesn't
saying
end,
is, like,
Festers.
you obviously handle it differently. I'm like, I don't, I see it as a lot of, opportunities there to like discuss this Max thing.
All right, so we're discussing it.
Years later,
Yeah, well, I was going through something myself.
I don't even know you anymore.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but you do. That doesn't go. I didn't see Norton for a few years. We just started talking. That's
He's
what
the same
happened.
creep he always was.
It was the same thing. Sitting at the diner was the same. We haven't done that in years.
Right.
It was the exact same thing.
What about going to the deli here?
How many memories you want to bring up? How about when we went sweatshirt shopping?
I
What
remember
about-
that.
What about when we picked out silverware and we were going to move in together? What about
What
that?
about discussing window treatments in my old joint?
Remember, medium or well done.
Remember you told
Which
Ken,
way?
Oh, that's.
Remember
You
you
bet a
told
Bosco.
You bet.
No.
Bosco.
Yeah, and then I say you bet.
Yeah.
What? You bet a Bosco.
you.
Bosco.
You bet. Yeah, see? But you messed it up.
I know.
Remember you.
It's
you-
been a
I
while.
forgot. I totally forgot that.
Oh,
Remember you
yeah.
would've let
I love
Kenny-
that
Which
one.
way? You
That's
bet a
the goal.
Bosco.
Bosco.
No.
You bet.
You bet.
Remember you you made Kenny sit in the limo to walk around my
Remember
new
the time-
joint?
Medium well
Anthony.
done, also.
When me and you were walking in the street
Sure.
and we were talking about some heavy stuff.
Discussing, the.
Yeah, see? That's heavy
That's
shit.
shame.
The thing?
Did you wait a minute?
What?
You're not single.
I'm getting married in November. See, we haven't talked in a long time.
No,
the old
all
one's-
right, so-
To a
all right.
man, too, which is really
Let-
odd. You
let
haven't
me
spoken for
tell
a
you
while.
the old one is long gone, and my new girl is amazing, and we're getting married in November.
They're all amazing at this point. let me just say this, just to get off of. Remember when we?
Remember when?
when we weeded the garden together? You really getting married again?
I never was married.
All right, but you're getting married.
Yeah.
All right. Remember this?
Did I just say I'm getting married in November? There's huge
Yeah.
news.
Oh, you just popped that out, didn't
Does
you?
she know
Have
it?
you never said that on the air?
Dude.
Does she
There
know
it is.
We got a date. What?
Does she? All right, so she knows.
Oh, no.
it. So
Yeah,
you're
we were just
engaged.
trying to keep it kind of quiet.
You're trying
Yeah,
to.
I got
You're trying to
engaged too,
outshine my
but I mean-
Nicolini date.
I got
just got out of
engaged.
me?
I got engaged.
Right. You're
Yeah.
engaged now?
I was. Did you know how
Wow.
angry that made my wife when that happened?
Yeah, well, that'll do it.
So
Maybe that's not far from the truth.
But then,
You bring home a
then you
girlfriend.
end the engagement.
You get
I mean,
mad.
how far are you going to take something like that? Are you really going to marry her? You're going to go through it?
I want, even though he's not a little Max anymore, because I've seen him on TV and stuff. He's a big boy
Yeah.
now, but I want my own Max.
You're not going to marry. All right, if you're going to get married, I know how people are when they're going to do that. Remember this:
Yeah.
no matter what kind of hatred winds up building between the two of you, which you hear why he's laughing? 'Cause
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows.
He's been there.
Yeah, no, because he knows what's coming. It's, so enjoy those first couple weeks. No matter what happens, when the disdain sets in, when all the little things that you loved about her
Right.
make you just absolutely despise her. Like when all of a sudden they're sitting with a fucking box of Cheez-Its on the bed, crunching with the bun in her hair and no makeup, and walking around the house with fucking flip-flops, hitting the back of her fucking feet, where all those cute things fucking make you want to vomit. At that moment in time, don't ever think of divorcing her, ever. Because if you do have your own little Maxes, even after the divorce, the settlement, the alimony, the child support, and you could turn around to Anthony and go, boy, I'm glad that's all over.
Right.
That's when it first begins. Because now all they're left with is the anger and the hatred for you that maybe you do have a new girlfriend that you like and that you're getting into. So no matter what she does, when you're married to her, you can't get mad. If in the middle of the night she was angry, maybe during dinner, and she takes an electric saw and cuts off your foot, you look at her and go, "Oh, that must have been an accident. I didn't really like that foot anyway. That's my bad foot. That foot's. How did you know? I love you. If she cuts your whole fucking leg off, go, I love you for that, because you knew it was itching."
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. Never, ever leave. Get 1,000 girlfriends, get them apartments, whatever the fuck they want. Stuff your fucking balls right up their fucking pirate's eye. Just don't ever leave the wife. Always look at her and smile and go, "You're the fucking best." You got it? And you'll be thanking me a couple years from now.
Yeah.
You'll thank me.
The anger and the expense that goes along with a divorce is ridiculous. There's no other. You could be an astronaut doesn't have as much stress and pressure on him as a guy going through a divorce. It's just the worst fucking thing. You get to the point where you're frothing at the mouth that you're so angry with another human being that you're wishing, and not just, I wish that person was dead. You're wishing actual death on people just so this ends. Just so it, like, ends. And the like,
Yeah, well,
physical
I actually used
stress.
to do a joke about that. And I was even in love at the time. You know what I mean? I say, you know, it's not even about marriage. I go, when I break up with a girl, you know, I just like I'm dead. This way, you know you're not going to run into him at the grocery. You know, nobody's going to come back and say, "Oh, you know what she said about you," after you know you've been clobbering her with your fucking cock for years. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to come back.
Right.
Why'd you move the mic when you wanted to laugh?
What? I was just.
See, you don't even know what you
interesting.
just did.
What the hell is wrong with
I'm
you?
fucking around. But I'm saying, you know, so I would say that because it does. It just gets brutal. Even if it's a girlfriend or somebody maybe you fucked 1 or 2 times by accident, you know what I mean? Shit like that. You know, it just never ends.
Yeah, but you can't talk anyone out of it. Not that I would. I mean,
No, I don't want to talk you out of it. I'm
Lindsay's
sure
great
she's a
girl.
nice girl.
And but the whole, I don't understand how anyone gets married these days. No matter how much you feel about the person, the married thing it just amazes me. I've seen too much grief come out of it, and even the happiness, the happily married people, they joke about being miserable all the time.
Are you making a big wedding? Are you doing that?
Yeah.
By then, you know, everybody hates everybody anyway.
But
By
did you
time
do the
even-
big wedding back in the day?
No, I don't. No. We went. Kenny, you even remember, right? We went one day. Kenny wasn't there, but it was like a week I wasn't in concert, to be quite honest.
Right.
And I said, why don't? Because I wanted to marry her for a couple of years. So we went, you know, just to a temple. You know, I had a little talk with the rabbi.
But you're from Brooklyn. You're like Italian, I thought.
No.
He's got to be an ass.
It's not about what are you stopping my flow? I'm trying to tell you something. It was a rabbi. It was some of the rabbi's friends that were hanging around, you know, for a witness. And you know, we went for lunch, then we went home and went to sleep. We already had a kid.
Yeah. That's nice.
My kid had the best time. He had a better honeymoon than me. We went to Hawaii.
It worked for you.
I never saw a kid have so much fun. I was miserable.
Hey,
Yeah.
With the non-speaking lady that came with us, whatever the fuck she was.
nanny or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Non-speaking.
So I'm just getting off our argument for a minute. You're right.
That's fine. I'm not going back to that. But what's up with poor Kenny? Kenny doesn't know why you hate him.
I don't know.
What could you say to poor Kenny?
If I had to say it quick, what really bugged me, because Kenny, we're not close today, but
His dry hair.
I looked at Kenny as one of my best friends, like you looked at me as a friend,
Right.
And I don't know. I don't want to do it on the air because you know what I mean. I don't want to say the other person's name. He might know, but without.
Maybe you're talking code. Maybe you're talking code.
Yeah, all right.
Because Kenny's...
So Kenny, when Max had his bar
The
mitzvah...
double talk.
All right, so Max flying in, right?
Kenny, you're scared of him.
No, this is it. At Max's bar mitzvah,
Right.
at his bar mitzvah, which, Kenny went up and he did stuff on the pulpit, the whole thing, because it's one of my best friends. But at that, at the bar mitzvah, he mentioned somebody. I talked about some of my ex-wife's friends that didn't show up. I was like, you see, they didn't even back her up at this. And these are people I fought about. And he brought up one in particular and said, I talked to her a lot. And Kenny knows I am about loyalty with my friends. And I felt that was, and I just looked at him. I didn't want to argue with him because there was a bar mitzvah happening. And it really just bothered me that you were having conversations with her because you told me you talked to her a lot. You know who I'm talking
So
about.
2 years later, you
Girl
got
from the
upset with him?
Northeast?
Yeah. And
Nothing?
and it was like she was hanging with she took like the side of the wife. And Kenny's my friend, and I would confide in him. And you know what? He's never been through divorce, and I hope you never do go through divorce. But
No, I'm
when you
divorced.
Are you really?
No.
When did that happen? What the
Jesus.
fuck? So it just bothered me, and I said, in my mind, I just couldn't be friends because I'm like, here's somebody I totally confide in. One thing I will bring up that I was screaming at him one day because he actually told, I think it was Norton, that I was getting divorced, right? And we talked about this yesterday, and I flipped out going, why the fuck, this I could say, why the fuck would you tell Norton anything that's going on, with my wife? Why would you do that? If I want to tell him I'm getting fucking divorced, I'll be the one to tell him.
Right.
But look, everybody's got their own personality. Personality means you got and all. But the point, no. But so he didn't do it maliciously, but it was something I wouldn't do. You know what I mean? So it really bothered me
Why didn't you explain that to him?
because I was really angry. It was like with
But that's what-
not the Norton thing. The Norton thing I
that's the-
said to him.
that's-
We were in Vegas at the time.
But that's the ongoing theme today. It's like, okay, we get it.
Yeah, well,
but
you know
why
what?
don't you
I gotta
explain
be
this
who
to-
I am.
to people that are quote your friends.
Because I looked at it as you are my friend, and you're talking to this person, and now you told me you are, and I'm having him, in the ceremony for my kid's bar mitzvah, and through all the years, there were times Kenny didn't work for me, that we'd fight, and I would bring him back because he was my friend.
Right.
There was even a time where my ex-wife would say, why don't you just fucking fire him? I go, what do you mean? You're talking like I know the guy for a day. He's my friend. You know what I mean? You just don't fire your fucking friend. I mean, 15 years before that, who cares? And even then, in a month, he was working for me again because I liked him and we built a friendship. But, 15 years later, what do you mean? Just fire him? Just call it you're fired.
Right.
This isn't a job with a corporation. I'm a fucking comic. I got more angry at Huff for saying that, because
When
he
did
was
you tell
somebody
her, 3
that
years
watched
later?
my back all those years.
My joke.
I'm just reworking it.
It worked that time.
I missed it.
Nah,
I
it was-
missed the big joke.
You said I got angry at her, and Opie said, what'd you tell her 3 years later? Those are funny lines.
See, because you hold the anger in so
No, but
long.
I didn't hold it in with her.
See, I could be funny.
No, of course not. Now that I see.
Yeah, that
You
me
didn't.
too.
See, I think Dice figures also.
No, so wait,
why
just
is it
to-
always Dice's job to have to call people and say and
No,
have the
but
talk?
wait a minute. So Anyway, that's what happened. That's why I was angry with Kenny. I mean, I saw him today. I'm glad to see you today. I'm glad I'm up here. You know, just like even when I made up with Stern, I didn't go in to fight. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want to talk it out. You want to put it behind us or not. You know, that's how I am. Because, you know, life is, you know, it's fucking temporary. And, you know, if there are people you like, sooner or later you got to make up with them. That's it. Or else it's a waste. If you don't have your friends, if I'm, you know, Jameson's with me all the time. Florentine, when he's not headlining, will work with me. Mm-hmm. You know, he doesn't even look to take money from me when he works. We just like being together.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, thank God Norton's career took off. You know what I mean? And he's doing phenomenal. And I was glad to see that, you know, and I'm glad I was part of pushing him a little, that he opened for me and met you guys. And now he's got, you know, his own career. That's great.
Well, people need to know.
I was actually angry when
Jim's
Kenny
on the
went,
show.
wait a minute.
Jim's on the
Let
show
me
because of you.
finish a statement.
Jim's on this show because of you.
No, but I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying it's a shame that we haven't been talking, because if I'm fighting with you guys, well, you know, can't call Norton because, you know, he's in that camp. You know, and it's really stupid, especially because we are people that make the whole country laugh. You know, I mean, even when 9/11 happened, you guys had to go on the air. You know what I mean? It was all you guys that had to, you know, keep it moving and try to make whatever relief you could make happen for people. You know, think if there was no radio, if there was no comics, if there, you know, you can't just keep it a constant battle. When I go on stage, my anger is funny because it's fake anger. It's an angry comic. But if you go on with real anger, and there were a couple of years I did go on that way, I wasn't funny because I meant every word. I really did hate going on stage. I was going through an awful marriage, divorce, whatever the fuck it was. Obviously, I'm not too fucking mad now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I've gotten past a lot of fucking things.
You sure did.
But that's how I am. But no, now when I perform, I'm having a good time.
Right.
You know, that's the difference. Even my father always says, he goes, I don't care how dirty you are, as long as you're funny. He goes, when you go up angry about something, and that were years. I went through a lot of shit, you know, like we all do. There were years I went up there, and I didn't want to be up there, but yet my job is to make people laugh at the end of the day. No matter what you go through, at the end of the day, make them laugh. Mm-hmm. Because if they're paying to see you and to laugh at the shit they're going through, it's my job to make that happen.
Right.
So, you know, there's just a lot of shit that's gone down. So with Kenny,
let's get a moment. Let's get a moment from Kenny. How are you feeling today, Kenny?
I didn't know this was going to happen until 15 minutes before it happened.
I know, we didn't feel like telling
but
you.
I even would tell Kenny, I even told Jameson, we've talked about this because he's with me a lot. And I say, you know, he would say, does Kenny know, like, what happened with you guys? And I would tell him the story and who it was. And I would say, you know, you can tell him that because, I mean, you know, things do pass. You know, you don't stay angry full time, you know. And, you know, it really bothered me, too, that we weren't talking, you know. And that's it. You know, to go any further and tell him what, that was the reason I was angry with him, because it was a lot of years together.
I think if somebody was talking to my ex-wife, and then I found out one of my friends was talking with her like that, that would probably piss me off.
Yeah, and
it would seem like a thing.
Do you remember
I just
when
know
you told
personally.
me?
I don't know situations, but I think that would piss me off.
Yeah, but I don't want to say anything you might not remember, or maybe you do remember. Do you remember when you told me that?
No, I don't specifically remember, but
we were up at the pool at the hotel, and you said, I said, why isn't she here? And you said, she wanted you to invite her. And I looked at you like, why would you not? You said, well, I talked to her a lot. And that, you know, I didn't want to argue with it. It was a beautiful occasion.
So
Number one, it was stressful.
So we got to watch every word we say.
No, not at all.
Like, come out 10 years later.
You know what?
10 years.
When it comes to my two boys, I am completely defensive.
I can't argue that point. I understand, but wow, I should have just told someone sooner is all I'm saying. What do you got on Anthony that's going to come out like years from now?
Nothing. I love the impression.
Nah.
Okay.
I would even say on the air.
Why
I don't even care what he says because
why does
he
Anthony
does the
always
best,
skate? Why does
because
he always
has
skate?
the best impression of me. It's the reason I ever came up here. Kenny would call me constantly and go, Anthony was on again doing, you know, Andrew Dice Gay. This before I ever came up here.
Dice Gay?
Yeah,
that was a
he's
fun
going to
one.
be at the Olive Garden.
We had you
know,
as a janitor back in the day.
You know, whatever it was. you know, and he goes, you got to do something. You got to go up there. So he's really the one that brought me up here. Because I didn't know you guys. I think you were just on in New York at the time.
Yep.
And I'm going, Kenny, what do I get? Let him do the impression. It's good. Yeah, but he says you're going to be at the Olive Garden. But he's saying it like he's you. You know how he talks.
Yeah.
I'm going, but he's not me. And the people listening know he's not me. And then, you know, we got together.
This could hurt you, Andrew.
They're saying bad things about you.
Yeah, he really did. But,
Do you want me to crack
but that's
some
what I'm talking
skulls?
about with loyalty. That was his loyalty to me, calling me and just not liking, even though it's a great impression, he didn't like how you did. The whole idea is making fun of the person you're doing.
So out of loyalty, didn't he deserve like an explanation?
Not after that, in my opinion, no.
Wow, I'm not going to understand that anytime soon.
Because it was almost like, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, it was like a slip when he told me he's talking to her. You know, and that is, it's not even like talking to another guy. It's the wife's closest friend. So I'm going, in my mind, I saw both of them talking on the phone. He's telling her about what I'm feeling.
Oh, God damn.
You know, and that girl even brought problems into the last relationship I had. You know, bullshitting about, you know, she's just a big fucking mouth. Just a big fucking mouth. No, but I don't have to tell her off because I'm not close with her.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to not be friends with her. You understand that? I know you're the guy that gets that.
I do get that part because
if she cuts both your legs off, you still love her. Remember that.
I'll remember. Thank you, Dice.
Just put a little metal cup around your gog. Keep that there. You could still bounce, even if you got stubs.
Hey, look at Kenny.
No, if you want to say, I mean, we are here. I mean, you know,
I'm glad we have some closure. No, I never know. Don and Jim used to tell me that, you know, you would always ask about me and say nice things about me, but they never told me the reason.
Because you're 6'5", and they're scared.
And you're not all there.
Yeah,
you might take it the wrong way.
Yeah, no, you know, even when Kenny went through the. Are you allowed to talk about it all?
Yeah, I'm retired now. I got my pension.
Okay, good.
When he went through his thing.
Let me tell you,
retirement.
Let me tell you, even when he went through that, you know, and I was angry at him, defended you, you know, when I was asked about it by actually a newspaper. I don't know what newspaper, but on the air, I defended him. You know, because one thing has nothing to do with the other. I mean, I've been close with him and his family most of my life, really. My adult life. So I'm not going to rip apart somebody because I'm angry about something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I defended him with that. And the only thing I did get angry about is why didn't you just book every club in the country that day? That's all I could think is, I go, he's all over the news. Everybody knows the name Ken Feder today. Or I don't know if Ken Feder.
Right.
Why didn't he just call Dennis and book every fucking club in the country at a $60 ticket? Fuck the pension that you make more in 2 weeks than you make in 3 lifetimes. That's all I went crazy. Like, I wanted to call you and go, what are you waiting for? You know, because, you know, those things, you know.
Well, let's book it tomorrow.
It was so big.
It'll have the same effect.
it was like Federmania. You know, and I'm going, where is he? You know, I'll put him in front of me. Let's just book it. It's like when the guy, remember when you would remember this, the millionaire guy?
Right.
Yeah. And I called this guy. He was a comic. And it was like one of the first reality shows, like Marry a Millionaire. And he married that, the fuck was her name? The one she wound up like showing her slice in
Darva Conger?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to marry a millionaire?
She paraded her little hatchet cut around town for a while. Here, look at me. This is me now. Look at like my smile. Fucking bunch of slobs, all of them. Anyway, what happened is when that show happened, you know, I knew the guy, you know, and I called him. I said, look, because I knew he wasn't a phenomenal comic, but he's got 10 minutes. I said, if you want to open for me, my agent said, you'll open for me. We'll book a whole tour. You got to do 10 minutes. I'm the one that I got to come out and do an hour. So he's all into it. And then because the media was all over him, because he was just a talentless guy, really, you know, he calls me up. He's booked for Larry King, and he goes, you don't understand. I got to go on King like it's his buddy, and clear my name. And that was the last time I heard of him or anybody heard of him.
That was it.
You know, but that was a guy that was struggling in comedy for 20 years already. You know, Kenny is a law enforcement person that got the shot of a lifetime. And I'm going, book! Just fucking book the road. Did you say that to him? The way you're shaking your head.
No, it makes sense now. Maybe we should have thought of it too.
That's all I can think. I'm going, this is a gold mine.
I think he was worried about his pension at the time, to be honest with you. I think he was scared out of his fucking wits. He didn't know what was going to happen to him, and he's got the 2 kids and stuff, and he needed to make sure they did the right thing. The police department.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were nervous about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know. You know, it was a bad scene at the time.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I don't know, you know, what he gets
Everyone's phones are going off.
Yeah, but you didn't see mine.
Huh? What's yours? Of course you have the best phone.
That's not about the best.
Is it the ring?
I call it Commando.
Commando. Wow. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
The underwater phone.
Underwater phone, so you can call people from underwater.
This is Dylan now.
I'm underwater.
This is my 13-year-old.
He's growing up?
He's
Wow.
13.
Awesome.
One of the greatest guitarists you'll ever hear.
I thought he was doing the drum thing.
You see what I mean?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Max is
Max
the
was
drummer.
the drummer. You're right.
Dylan's the guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like a prodigy. He's only 13. Did their first gig last week at the Canyon Club.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you
All original.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
All right.
I headlined the show, stupid. Was I there? And I had Commando with me, by the way.
The underwater phone.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, think about it.
I have.
You know how everybody
can't-
tells you what to
You
have?
live in L.A. It's very dry out there for the most part.
No, not with the ocean.
Well, you're far from the ocean.
See,
No.
I'm talking about
everybody
making
says
calls
what they have on their
underwater.
phone.
And
This
the
goes
ocean's cold.
800 feet under the water.
800 feet.
Yeah, let's say you're having a problem with somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
You dive into the ocean, you call the police, you know what I mean?
And
And
you're
you
eaten by a
wait.
shark.
They
Wait.
can't catch you because you're underwater, but your phone still works.
Well,
It
why
is
get in a
brilliant.
fight with a guy? You're going to fuck up your clothes. You're going to fuck everything up. So
Right.
you wait.
So you jump in, you call the police. He's there alone because you're
And
underwater.
he's looking for you, and you got the phone.
You get the phone, the cops show up.
Who
He's like,
cares
what are you
about
doing?
music? There's a radio in a car. I don't care if it downloads music. It's Commando.
I'm under here now. You're a mess. I
But
gotta
yeah,
be
no,
honest with
the
you.
kid, they're
I see-
phenomenal performers. L.A. Rock.
Yeah.
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 All right.
All original. Mixture of like Guns N' Roses and Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
I got to pump them
Wow.
because they're doing
Yeah.
that thing now.
That's
What,
good.
you play guitar?
Nah, my brother does.
Why are you pumping him? We don't
He's
have an
good.
audience, according to you, and
Oh, Jesus.
we're past our prime.
Now he won't let
Too
it.
sensitive. You know what?
He
Everybody's
won't let it go.
sensitive.
I'm going
know-
for little jokes like you.
Oh, I'm
this was
sorry.
my thing.
Oh,
That's
this
how I
just
do my
in.
thing.
Yeah, but you
Dice
gotta
is
let-
just getting mad at his 4th grade teacher right now for a grade that he got.
You know what? I didn't like my 4th grade
No,
teacher.
You
No.
know, tomorrow we're going to do a 40-minute bid on this, right? All the other things you're mad
don't
at
care.
that are finally coming out.
You know what? There are certain things that get
The
me mad.
Hindenburg.
Right.
Nothing.
He should have known.
Nothing I heard you say.
You said you didn't say anything.
No, I heard
you said
things
you didn't
that
hear
would
anything.
trickle down. No, I didn't listen.
Oh.
What do you think? I want to tune in and go, oh, let me hear them tear me to shreds? That feels good.
I'll say this: I was proud of my attack.
You know what? I'm sure it was very good. It's what you do, right?
I was proud of my attack.
Okay.
You know.
I'm happy that you're proud
I'm
of
sad that the relationship fell apart.
it. All right, it happens.
But I'm starting to think I don't think
It's not like we roll over in the morning and go, good morning, honey.
You guys, he knows
We
you had a relationship.
We had a
understand
verbal
that.
disagreement.
That's why I don't have any friends off the air that I met like
I was
on
more
the air.
sad about Kenny than you.
Of course.
Yeah, you should be.
Been
You
with
guys have
Kenny
been together
for
for a
years.
long time. I'm not trying to make more of it, but I did like
Yeah, how come you don't care with how he feels?
Kenny.
Yeah.
I care deeply about how Kenny.
Yeah, he
Kenny,
cared. I hope he's a good friend to me. He cared.
Dice. Oh my
Okay.
God, we talked about you many times.
Calls him GH.
and
Where's GH?
Gregory
Greg Hughes.
And I felt
It's
bad.
okay, GH.
Yeah. See, you've
GH.
missed a lot, man. It's too bad.
I'm okay with it. You know what? I go through a living hell my whole life, so I deal with it.
You missed my growing up years. Where were you?
Growing up years. You missed the college years.
Where were you when I was playing Little League and all that?
Hey, look, I was number one. I was there for you a lot. I was there for you a lot.
I know you were, but so was I.
How come when I make a point,
because you've talked for the last hour. We've talked for 5 minutes.
And you,
all right, I'm sorry. That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm sorry.
What was so funny about the big joke?
Here.
What was so funny about the big joke? Why can't you film with my camera for a few minutes? Does that air on something?
Yeah.
No, it's empty.
No, I don't think no. But I'm saying, do you use it like YouTube or shit like that?
Yeah, we might throw.
Can you do mine a few minutes just for I just like getting it like
for posterity.
It's just for fun.
Remember how? No, Dice, listen to me, please, Kenny.
I'm really a Sony guy. This was on the spur of the moment.
Are you?
I believe in Sony.
When are you gonna tell Canon that you're mad at them?
I didn't even say their name. You know what? But, it's just an opinion. Canon to me is not Sony.
Well, that's a good opinion.
Sony fucks you in the ass with the prices,
right?
But it's a good product.
Kenny was.
I like the Canon. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have anything.
Kenny, I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm putting it on.
Kenny, I'm trying.
That should be an endorsement.
Make sure you get everybody.
Dice. Kenny was.
Get my eyes. They're blue.
Kenny was deeply bummed out by how it went bad.
Why didn't you call me? Why I got to call everybody?
That's a good point.
Yeah, see, that's it. Everything I've heard is like, Dice, why didn't you get on the phone and call? It's like, why is it Dice's responsibility to call? He's mad. Like, if somebody picks up that Dice is mad by, secondhand hearing it, or they figure maybe then call Dice.
I'll tell you why I called you after I realized, wow, he is fucking not happy.
I'm just
with
playing
me
the Dice's advocate here.
Because I don't remember. It might have been the Howard Show. I don't know. When we realized, wow, this guy fucking hates us. What's this about? And I did reach out to you. I did not leave a message, and you just got to believe me on that.
I do believe you.
I wasn't going to leave a message.
See, I don't think you're a liar. If I tell you something, I'm not lying. And if you tell me something,
I was like, if he picks up the phone, good. We'll try to see what happens here. That's the best I did. And I tried 2 phones.
What is this, Raging Bull, where LaMotta calls his brother and doesn't talk? Remember that? I never understood that.
Yeah.
No, because the brother's like, hello?
Yeah, that's
and he's just sitting there with the phone.
Yeah.
So
but he's nuts, and he had a lifelong thing about getting him down.
Yeah, trying to prove 2 things.
2 things, that I'm nuts and got a lifelong thing about getting me down.
And Kenny's more of a woman than all of us, and he was.
You call those carrots?
He was deeply bummed out.
You call those carrots?
All right, Kenny, you're on your own. I can't. Yeah.
Bring it over here. Bring it over here. You want your steak? Bring it over here.
You missed my prom and everything. Where have you been?
Isn't that the greatest thing?
I love that.
Can't we
scene.
talk about something fun for a minute and then?
Yeah, I just want to
I'll sit here. You could just yell at me. I'm not gonna, I was sleeping till 10 minutes before I had to come up here.
I haven't yelled.
I'm not saying yell. I mean it like as a euphemism.
Took a cute little jab.
What does euphemism mean?
I don't know. It's
It's good
something
though, right?
like
It sounds
something
right.
else, but yeah.
It's a young mism.
So I actually said it right? I actually said it
Boo.
What about the big sandwiches at the Carnegie Deli? I'm remembering more stuff now. What about the big sandwiches?
Him with the memories.
I loved having it with you.
See, I'm just trying to make...
and the black cherry soda. You think I forgot
Black
that?
cherry
Extra
soda,
ice.
nice. I'm allergic to cherries. Thanks for
One of my favorite Dice experiences was walking down
Sweatshirt
57th
shopping.
and buying the big Everlast sweatshirts that we said, maybe I should take like a medium. And he's like, no, extra large for everybody. And we all walked around with giant sweatshirts
You call that
on.
giant? Today you could get 8X, 9X, 10X.
Yeah.
You know how phenomenal that is?
They were giant.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah,
Giant clothes.
And then he was haggling like we were in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
He's haggling for
Always
the price
the
of
best.
the guy.
Yeah. No, but you know the best is when you get close to the person. And
Yeah.
maybe now I actually put my arm around them.
No,
and I go,
they must
listen
love that.
to me. And I say it like, we're talking about cash.
It's all
Like I'm
secretive.
the only one that has
That's
some
paying
on me.
cash.
Yeah, I'm going to pay you in cash.
Okay.
So what are you going to do here? And you look around like there's 100 people watching. I did it with Commando.
The underwater phone.
Yeah. I walked at, you know what's so crazy about going in?
Just wait for the underwater phone
No,
dice
but you know
bid.
what's so nuts about you want to know
Gonna
what
love that one.
assholes people
All
really
tomorrow.
are? You ever go buy a phone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I went in because I knew it was late at night, like right before they close. right? And there's like 10 salespeople standing around doing nothing. This is what fucking robots these assholes are. And I come over to a guy. I go, yeah, I'm looking for a phone, whatever, you know. And guy goes, all right, you just got to check in. You know, like where you got, you know where you got to like put your name in like a computer, which I don't know how to do. Okay, and I'm going, I am checking in with you. I go, there's nobody here, but they're so robotic. I nearly didn't own Commando because of this.
That would have been tragic.
Because I'm actually looking at the guy going, you're fucking kidding me, right?
Yeah.
I go, there's 9 people standing, you're going to close in 15 minutes. Check what? Check what? Go get me a phone. Go in the back and get me a phone. That's what it became because I was so angry.
It's infuriating.
And right there and then I let him know how I felt.
Mm-hmm. But I was good.
Yeah, no, you got to get your feelings out.
Yeah,
that's what
I think
you're
you're learning that, right?
Yeah.
Where's Jimmy on this whole thing?
I think that what happened is that a bunch of people who genuinely liked each other hurt each other's feelings. Everybody got their feelings hurt. And no one is good at saying my feelings are hurt.
A bunch of women.
But that's what it is. No one's good at saying, you know what, that hurts. Men, we don't react that way. We get fucking angry. Fuck you. It's very hard to go, fuck, man, that kind of hurt when you say that stung a little bit. It's very difficult to do that.
Yes, even the thing with Kenny, like, I was hurt. If I was hurt, now it's all about being hurt. That he didn't call me. I'm going, I'm friends with the guy, you know, my whole life. Why isn't he calling me?
Right.
Why do I got to call all the time?
Well, in my case, I didn't know you were mad at me, or I would have called you right away.
All right, so a couple years later, when I got angry, why didn't you call me? No, because how am I going to be mad at you for hanging out in the gym and pumping iron? What am I going to get mad then and ruin the workout? We're in the cage at that moment.
What about the special hike?
The hike was nice. You've done the hike, Kenny.
The
mountain. The mountain.
Well, it's a little hill, but Dice likes
Really,
to
you had a tough time going up that mountain. Trust me.
No, we had to stop.
I don't like the mountain.
You don't like the mountain?
Oh.
Yeah, he does. He never liked the mountain. He did it, but he didn't like it.
He has special rules. You got to stop at certain points and take a look at the view.
You got to spit the water out.
Spit the water. There's a whole thing.
You get in the cage.
It's exhausting. I forgot how exhausting Dice is to hang out with. You're exhausted.
But you did the mountain, didn't you?
Yeah, and
you were happy once you got there.
I think there was like a bench up there, and we were overlooking L.A. and we were having moments. That would have been.
Yeah.
You should have done the Max thing there.
That wasn't the time.
I'm thinking you should have done it there.
How can I start screaming? I'm exhausted.
What do you mean that's
Sweating.
not the time? What do you want? You're waiting for us to climb Mount Everest together?
No, I'm saying we were having a great time. There'd be no reason to get angry.
So you just kept having good times until
I got angry.
It was years later.
Yeah.
And then he got angry.
A lot of times we bury things like, all right, it's in there, and then one day a cap just comes off, and it comes out. It's really, it's
yeah. No, I remember we filmed that scene at the at the Comedy Store.
I was a bad actor. Yeah, now you come up with some of the moments now.
Yeah, no, we were filming that. We were having fun.
Yeah, I was hoping
about
to see that
Dylan
somewhere.
saving his school.
Sure.
Right.
You have it on a
that
loop.
He swung
He
through.
has it on a loop somewhere. He watches it.
No, that he swung through the window of the school
He was
to
like
stop these terrorists.
Oh.
He was
So
like a
I
superhero
yeah, he was a superhero
type of guy. Say, we talked about your kids a lot,
I know. And then you made him feel bad. One of them.
but I didn't know, and you didn't tell me.
Now you know.
And now all this. Now what?
Well,
Now
how
what?
great is this then? If I didn't do what I did, this could have never happened.
What about
This is a great moment.
This moment would never be.
you? Never helped me with my window treatments. Remember, you were walking around my place going, "Oh, window treatments."
but I
Good
took
thing,
you,
too.
I
I
didn't
took
even
you
know-
clothing shopping.
I didn't even know what window treatments
But
were.
a good thing he didn't because you left that place.
Oh yeah, long gone.
And you would have, those window
I mean, now
treatments would
you're
have
back
stayed.
to wearing brown. You were wearing black when you hung out with me.
Yeah,
Now you're going to earth tone.
I had to get.
See? Earth tones.
I had to
yeah,
get
What is that?
greens, browns.
I had to get in touch with
Just
know,
go
the
black.
earth.
If it white, brown, green, black.
Black?
Like your hat.
Basic black.
Basic black. It works.
How about
There's no
beige?
thinking. Beige sickens me.
No.
It sickened me when I was when I was
know.
10, walking around with
We
piss
know.
stains in school. You go to the bathroom, you come back, it looks like you fucking came in your pants, and everybody's looking, and you're in bed. Fuck beige, and anybody that wears it.
So this is really weird. Like Kenny hasn't seen Dice in 4 years.
I know, but it doesn't feel like that now that I'm seeing him. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't feel like that.
He's just as
Maybe
handsome.
to you.
How do you feel, Kenny?
He is just as handsome. Those chiseled cheekbones, the blue eyes that sparkle like the Nile.
Oh, see? Kenny, you're the worst. Doesn't
A little more forehead.
Mike Cole checking in, saying that he thinks Opie might be worried now that Kenny's going to leave.
Oh, I would so lose that one.
Who's Mike Cole?
He's a cop friend
He's
of
one
ours.
of my new friends.
Oh, okay.
And
That tells me when he's mad at me.
he might be.
And we work it out over beer like that, and then we move back to the fun times.
I don't
Is
drink.
GH getting worried Kenny's
See?
going to leave? Go back
See?
to Andrew.
Yeah. Kenny holds a grudge like a mosquito. He's right back in his camp.
Yeah,
like
I go to the highest bidder.
like nothing. like nothing.
Like it's bitter.
It took 30 seconds to understand. And
He had me from hello.
Kenny likes the drama.
Oh,
He
Kenny
always liked the
loves
drama.
drama.
He loves it.
Oh, he loves talking
Andrew,
about
these guys think I'm very pessimistic.
it. Yeah.
Like always giving them bad news. Like remember, like when
Oh yeah.
you used to first
He
wake
said,
up.
That I forgot.
He's the
This
worst.
was Kenny, right? I could wake up, my fucking throat. All right, I'm good.
Yeah, you're
I
good
could
now.
wake up in the morning, right? In a great mood. We'd be like in Vegas, like, Venetian headline. Great,
Sure.
Here comes Kenny, and I see the face. He's got a face on. And I'm going, everything all right? Well, you just woke up. I don't want to aggravate you. I go, yeah, but you got this face on, No, I'll just handle it. So I'm not, my eyes aren't even open,
So now you gotta go, what, Kenny?
So I'm going, Kenny, just fucking tell me. What is it? Well, Marty called for 3 more tickets. I'm going, yeah? He got me the gig. He got me fucking headlining at the Venetian. Give him the ticket. Well, what if he's selling them? I go, who the fuck cares? Let him sell them. I hope he's selling them.
Oh, he's the worst.
So you,
But it was always stuff like that. It was never real heavy stuff.
No.
But
Another
he'd
thing-
make me so fucking nervous that I'm going, just fucking tell me. Screaming.
But that's another thing you missed, us getting to know Kenny. See, now we know that.
We know those
back in
little
the day,
things.
But
we
I
know
didn't
anything
have to
about
be
him.
there for you to get to know him, for your moments that might have turned into something really special.
You weren't there for our Leno appearance.
I wasn't there for that. I know you did it.
I know. It would have been nice.
Letterman.
Letterman
Leno?
and Letterman.
I couldn't care less. That's your career.
Well, as a friend, it
Have
would
you
have been nice
cared
that
how
you were
I've been
there.
making a living with the bullshit I go? You don't care. What do you give a fuck?
Well,
I consoled you when the thing happened when you were
What thing?
banned from the other radio.
oh, for the Sex with Sam. Yeah, we had a long talk about
Yeah,
that.
we talked
gave
about
me-
it a lot.
you gave me-
You were really fucked up from that.
You gave me
why,
great
why don't you talk
advice.
about that?
I said you gave me great advice when we climbed that little tiny little hill that
Yeah, but
Kenny likes to call the mountain.
You want to tell people something. You want to tell them about
I told them the
awful
good
stuff.
stuff.
Tell people how I treated you.
I told him about
when
the stir fry and the shopping and the
that
Gold's
makes
Gym
no.
and- and the
Tell them the
and
real shit.
And then you tell
The
me
real
about how
stuff.
the Comedy Store's haunted, and we were there in the back room
No,
scared.
that's not what I'm talking about, and you know it. See.
How about when they butterflied his his
Bloodfly,
tell
steak?
the
them-
time you sent
Tell
your steak
them-
back 3 times. We thought
Do
that
you
was terrific.
remember
No,
when I told you?
We're talking about all
love that
bullshit
one.
stuff and what he
All right,
felt with me.
all right.
But when you guys weren't on the air, he was very.
Oh yeah, we
he
were
was
all
going-
fucked up.
Yeah, but I didn't see you. You
No,
just
no.
stayed at home.
I hibernated.
We had many hours on the phone, and then especially on top of the hill. And you said they pretty much ruined you back in the day, and you told me to be extremely careful.
No, but I'm talking. Once you were off the air, I
That's what I'm
consoled you
saying.
with that stuff.
Because you said I know exactly where you're at because I was on
yeah,
top of
because
the
who
world.
went through
And
more
you-
than me with that shit?
And you said I went through this, and you got to be really careful because they're out to get you now.
Well,
Right?
there's always the boss.
Right.
You know, the boss of the company always wins. That's it.
I actually learned that lesson from you.
Yeah, and I would talk to you a lot. You would be calling me with that stuff, and I go, look, no matter what they pay you and who you think you are, they're still the ones paying you.
And honestly, I did learn that from you because before that happened, I thought Ant and I we were like we were hot shit. We were syndicated all over the country. We had massive ratings. The money was flowing. I'm like, we fucking run this place. They don't run this place. I learned that lesson from you.
All right. Well, you finally said something.
I've said some nice things.
No, sir. I'm not talking about shopping.
What about the huge?
You know what I mean? This is a serious conversation. I mean, it's fun, but you got to say it the way it is.
I did.
You know, don't make me to be the bad guy.
Well,
right, Andy?
Yeah. You're not the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're all. I think we're all.
Anthony doesn't like real moments.
I think we're all good.
He doesn't, right?
He gets uncomfortable.
But he's talked to me with some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
That he at that time.
And Dice again gave good advice. Which he didn't listen to himself, but he gave good advice.
But that's how it is with anybody. Somebody comes to you with a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you got the greatest advice. The minute your chick comes down on you, the fuck did I do? How do I get it back?
What happened?
What the fuck?
Dude, how bad do you want to do the bit tomorrow?
I want to do Dice underwater phone
And
Dice
and
Dice mad at people for shit that happened 50 years ago.
Dice
The
revealing-
Nazis.
But Dice, you hung out with Hitler for many, many years.
Yeah, but I wasn't mad.
I wasn't ready to be mad. But Dice, you were his pal.
Yeah, but I was he gonna get mad in the bunker?
Right. The time wasn't right. What do you mean the time wasn't right? He took out
Why
a
are you
million.
doing the bit that you're going to do tomorrow night?
Oh
We're
yeah,
just practicing.
Now tomorrow we do
You're
it.
practicing to do
And
it
then
tomorrow?
underwater phone service.
Yeah, this is
You hear
what-
me now?
Let me tell you something. You can't even get this.
No.
No.
This
What do
is
you think? You could walk into a phone store and go, give me the underwater phone. They're giving it
So
to you.
give me the Dice phone.
You ain't getting this.
Call the
You
Dice
want
phone.
it.
What
If
else?
you want it,
Who
you
wouldn't?
tell me,
But it has an antenna.
and I know who to call to get it for you.
It's got the window on the
Look at
front.
this fucking
It's got
thing.
an
What are you
antenna,
talking
though.
They should give this away with every Hummer sold. And I'm not talking about the one on your prick.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Look at this. This is a real phone.
It's all right.
Yeah, look, watch what I do. I drop it. Oh, nothing happens. Why? Look at this. Industrial to go underwater.
Can I drop it?
800 feet.
Can I drop it?
Nobody touches this.
Can I drop it?
It's commando.
Let me go commando with it. Let me
Hello.
see. Let's see what it could do.
I'll take your picture.
No.
800 feet.
800 feet beneath the
Doesn't make a
underwater.
call at
Right.
800 feet.
Why wouldn't you just swim up to air?
I'm
first?
drowning. Oh, good picture of.
Oh, that's E-Rock Dice.
Look at that.
Dice.
That's a good Jimmy picture.
That's right.
Can I see it?
Hey,
Look
Dice.
what I do. Save.
Dice.
I own it forever. Until I delete it.
Let me see a picture.
Well, now
Your picture?
Yeah.
the bit is
second.
beginning.
I
Thomas
gotta go
Silverbeck
with
from
it.
Dallas. I'm mad at the Oswald jerk off. JFK was a great president. Damn it. See,
What?
another thing. I think we're going to do a bit tomorrow.
What do you want?
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to do the bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dice,
I don't know how to get to my... Oh, here it is.
Dice, you missed all the new hires that we did and everything.
Yeah,
You don't,
there's the
Dice,
picture.
Dice. You
I'm
don't
showing
know,
him the picture.
You don't know E-Rock. You don't know Sam. You don't know any of these guys.
Who's the big audience out there? Why it is...
It's 4 people. I get it. We didn't invite people. They come by on their own.
They just show up.
Were you just making the?
Yeah, I was
You took
making
a shot?
a little joke like you do.
Oh, it's not fun when.
How come?
It's not fun
when
when
I
it's
make?
directed
Yeah,
at
but I
you.
didn't say how many people.
It's not fun when it's directed at you.
No,
It's
but
fun to
it's a
do
goof. I think it's a cool thing to have.
No,
some
actually,
people.
on Fridays.
Can you hear us out there? That would be funnier if they didn't. That they just sit and
That
watch.
they just have to
Shut
watch
'em
without
down.
hearing anything.
Are you gonna,
Shut 'em down.
Are you going to go on Howard now and say I was there and they had 3 fans in the stands? Because that'll hurt us.
I don't have to. You just said it.
That'll make us. That'll make us sad. And that's Stan. You don't know him. You don't know any of these guys.
How's it going?
How are you?
He's a fucking barrel of laughs. This guy.
Barrel of laughs.
He's a comic, an
Oh,
aspiring
are you?
comic.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
He's leaving
Get
the
him
show.
a little. If he becomes a big star, I got
Is
it
he?
on film.
There, you got an endorsement.
So, do you know Norton?
Oh yeah, we've worked together.
Anything?
Yeah, it's funny. So
It's very dry.
So Norton is doing his HBO thing. You're one of the featured guys for Norton.
The
When you
show's
guys
going to
film?
be
Tomorrow
down
or
and dirty
Thursday?
with Jim Norton.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday.
And Dice is one of the 4 headliners. And
Now what?
What do you mean,
I'm
no?
just glad that no one's feelings are hurt anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody was very sad on some level about it. Everyone
Yeah,
made each
we
other
know that.
sad.
I mean,
And
even
they
here,
were not.
because it's radio, it's hard to like be I don't know, completely real because we got to almost like put on a little show, but it's okay
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's
why?
a reason for us to get together. No, I mean, I'm being honest, but maybe a little animated.
Well, I can't
you
see
know.
the mics going off and us going, go fuck yourself.
No,
You
I'm
know,
not
this
talking
is
about
nice.
that. I'm saying this was a good
Well, can I tell you something?
excuse to come in and
That's why,
discuss it.
that's why we didn't take a break yet, because I know damn well as soon as those mics go off, it's going to be like, no one wants to deal with that moment.
Oh, what, you think it's gonna be awkward?
See, that I
No.
don't have
No,
a problem
awkwardness
in probably a good
A
way.
nice way.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
That's
no.
what I mean. Like, it's easier to do it on the air.
I
'Cause you
came
could
in
be
and
a little
hugged
more
you. I wasn't
animated.
even. I'm not mad.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
You were ready for it. You were okay. I
was?
felt it. I felt the vibe.
I was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helmets hit.
Well, now that you lost weight, that could happen. So,
Yeah, exactly.
little joke, you know.
I get it. See, I get it when you do the joke.
I'll find out if you get it 5 years from now.
Can we at least piss her? I'll just go.
Is
pee.
that like a thing when you laugh, you move the mic? Is
Did I
that
do
like
it again? I don't know.
Yeah, you got. You
We
want?
all got our thing. Oh, I know why. I'll tell you
Why
why.
do you do that?
Because I don't want to laugh directly in the mic because some people think that's really obnoxious.
Oh, really?
So I'm trying to laugh off mic. That's all. That's all that is.
No, I thought it was like a thing, like when I put the cigarette behind the head.
You're still not smoking the cigarettes, I see.
7 years.
But you still hold the cigarette.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you talk to anyone about these issues?
The fact I don't want to light it is a good thing.
But why
Yeah.
do you need it at all?
Because they're free.
Like, why don't you walk around with your underwater phone instead?
You know,
You could be the-
toothpicks don't do it. I got the underwater phone. I got the cigarette.
But you could be walking around with the underwater phone instead. Get rid of the cigarette.
I like the cigarette.
But you don't
I
smoke
like
the
it.
cigarette.
Yeah, but who says you have to?
I bet you have the same pack from 4 years ago.
No.
From the last
I
time
go through
saw
like
you.
a pack a day.
Yeah, you have to. It probably gets like loose
Yeah.
and the tobacco falls out, and then
Goes
you got
through a
to
pack
get rid
a
of
day.
it.
I
but he's
quit
not
nearly,
smoking
what,
them.
7 years ago? Kenny would know.
How
Wow.
insane is that?
March of.
I'm glad Kenny came over here.
Kenny, when did he stop
I didn't
smoking?
see. I didn't know you were going to be here, and Norton told me last night. So it was like,
We didn't tell Kenny because we knew he'd obsess about it all day and he would be somewhere else. Right, Kenny?
Yeah, I mean, I still didn't figure out what I was going to do like tomorrow when I was supposed to see you.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I told Jimmy it's going to be awkward for Kenny, too. You got Dice on the show, which I think is great. And you haven't seen Kenny
I think
in
the
many-
shows are going to be great.
And
I
you
mean,
haven't
just-
seen Kenny in so many years. I'm like, well, that's not funny that all of a sudden he's showing up not knowing why Dice was mad at him for 4 years.
No, but does it? Let me ask you something to get off of Ope for a minute here.
Oh, good.
Does it make sense what I'm saying to you?
Well, I never knew the reason.
All right, so why didn't you call? Why
No,
didn't you
because
call?
I knew from past experience. Like,
Well, you could let it go a little while. See, I would get mad, like, let's say after a month or two that we didn't talk, like, why didn't you pick up a phone and go, what's going on here? You know, because I'm also, you know, just for people that might not know, I know most people do know, you know, that we were close for all the years, which means I'm close with your wife, your children.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not like I just lost you as a friend. It's, you know, and your wife has always been completely dedicated to you, that even when, you know, it's funny, when Kenny first went to work for me, you know, I remember Michelle getting me on the phone and going, so, in other words, when he's 80, he'll be walking next to you with a cane. I mean, she would, like, think of it that
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And, you know, just really concerned. And then years later, this was a little before it happened, she had me on the phone. And, you know, always concerned about our relationship. Not like she was out of it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? She was always in there. And, you know, so it bothered me because I always thought she was great.
Right.
I actually just looked at those tapes of the Concorde. I would do stare downs with his wife because nobody could do them like that. and I would say, I was actually showing Eleanor, and I go, she's a cop's wife. That's why she could do it like that.
Right.
And one time she looked right through one of my ex-wife's friends at a New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
Yeah, a friend that I just can't fucking stand, you know? And Michelle comes in the kitchen and goes, all right, Ken, we got to go. You know, it's like 1 a.m. already, you know? And this girl comes over, all fucked up already, you know. Why don't you stay? And Kenny's wife, number one, I thought she was going to throw this girl a beating. And she just looked right through her, you know, like Doc Holliday in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Just looked right through and went, I got 2 kids. I got to take care of 6 in the morning. Do you? And not even looking at Kenny, staring right through this girl, goes, let's go, Ken. Oh, it was, but it was like, let's go before she kicks the shit out of this girl.
Yeah.
Because she knew how I felt about that girl. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It was, you know, and your kids, you lose touch of all that. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what's going on with his kids?
I don't know if he talks about it all.
Well, a little known fact that when my boys were young, Andrew nicknamed my boys Combat and Shootout. And as we speak,
no, I know that.
Combat is going to Iraq tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, he's leaving. Tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cop in the Air Force.
Is he real? See, I don't know the whole story.
It's hard to pull over a plane.
Yeah.
Hold on.
See, we do sound effects now. It's fun, right?
That was an awful
that's a
joke.
heavy thing. And, I just wish him, just health. That's it. I love you boys. And that's how I feel about him. Even if I didn't see you.
Right.
I heard about it and I was like, all right, let's just, I pray for your boy. Believe me, I love him.
Thank you. My sentiments are the same for your boys. We all grew up together.
I know. It's
on the road.
Yeah.
Together.
Do you know Jeffrey, his oldest son? When we went to the Concord many years ago. We thought we were going on a vacation, and every high school in the world was there. We just wanted quiet from the concerts, but that's not what I'm getting at. Jeffrey was what, 2?
Yeah, barely walking.
So all of a sudden, this is how he gets the nickname, because he's just walking. We're walking in this long hallway, and there's another kid, basically not doing anything, and Jeffrey decided, why not just throw him a beating? And went running down this long hallway at the Concord Hotel, tackling this kid, and just careening his fist into him, and I was amazed at it. I'm going, look at this kid go.
Right.
And then as time went on and Jeffrey got a little older, because, he's a tough kid. He would hit my hand when he was 8 years old and it would hurt. He once nearly beat up Norton in Kenny's backyard.
Oh, yeah.
That Norton was like, all right, no, all right, I get it. And, but he would tell stories like his war stories of kids having fights. And this is what's bugging me for a long time, and I couldn't call you to ask you, that me and Max love the speech that Jeffrey gives a kid. He'll always warn the kid. The kid, if 10 guys walk over to Jeffrey, like let's say he had a problem in school, so now the guy comes like a bully with 10 friends, Jeffrey will calmly look at the kid, because one time a kid took off his belt buckle, right? And Jeffrey looks at him, and what is the speech? You'll say it better. You know it.
It's funny that you bring. I'm trying to remember it too, but Jeffrey would always try to make the other kid realize that he's making a big mistake.
Big mistake. And say something like, "This is your last warning."
Right.
The next warning will be you on the ground with my fist, just crunching your face inside out. It was something like that. And he told us this story in a Chinese restaurant. And me and my son were mesmerized that we started coming up for themes for Feder. Like it's coming to a movie theater. Like this summer, Jeffrey Feder moves to L.A. And you would see like a fist come into view, because like there's a lot of kids that go to school in L.A. that aren't tough kids, that want to act tough. And me and my son Max always go, what do you think Jeffrey would do to this guy? Always. It's a constant. I mean, this is over the last few weeks. I go, are you kidding? Feder? He would annihilate this part. This guy would be retarded. But we look, coming this summer. Yeah. Feder.
He's a big boy, man.
No, last time I saw him, he was like 6 feet. Is he taller now?
Yeah, he's
in shape, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because when Kenny came to the bar mitzvah, they were training in the gym. They were in the cage.
Kenny, I never...
He's not as tall as Max.
He's
Max
not
is tall as you, right?
What about Shootout?
He's spurting now.
Okay, good.
He's
That's so funny. We used to love that. That's what I'm saying. All right, so that could be. So we didn't see. We aired it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I would say yeah.
What's left is just the apology.
I love Anthony.
guess.
I would say yes. The judge.
I would say yes.
I guess what's left is just the apology from you, and then everything's good.
The most important thing is that there's no grudges held.
What?
Remember Tommy and
Yes,
Raging
yes,
Bull
of course.
with Salvi?
I was
Or
trying to
Raging Bull,
remember which
No, but
line
that is
was.
the most important thing. When you make up, it can't be a fake makeup.
No. Throw all grudges out the window.
Yeah, that's how it's really got to be.
That's it.
Are anybody's feelings still hurt? For real?
Please,
Nope.
too much.
I'd like to
therapy
know if anyone's
with the
feelings
feeling.
are hurt because that's what prevents them from being hurt again.
Jimmy, are yours hurt?
No, I feel
Dice,
okay.
Can
Actually.
I get some water? Is that? Do you have a water glass?
I'll get it, Andrew.
Of course.
Oh, look at that.
Just like old
Oh,
times.
wait, I got one,
Come
I got
on,
one.
everybody. Just like. There's
Oh,
one.
no.
That's the whole thing
Just let him
about-
get it for you. He'll go crazy if
He'll
he
go
doesn't
nuts.
let you get him
You
water.
know that, Dice. Dice, the other thing that you need to know is Norton does a little therapy now, and he tries to bring his therapy onto the show. It's a little weird for
Believe me,
everybody.
nobody knows more about therapy than me.
He wants us to open up more and, handle
Yeah.
He
things
is like that.
differently.
I
and-
realized that yesterday.
Really?
But, you know,
I heard it.
therapy's great.
I
Just
heard-
somebody to walk into a room and lay into for 2 hours.
Here's some water for
Here's
you
your
too,
200
GA.
bucks,
Oh,
you
thank you,
fucking
Kenny.
cocksucker. I used to love therapy. When I first went to, you know, it was funny. When I first went to therapy was here in New York when my career took off. And I didn't even go to therapy for me. I went to therapy to find out how to handle my own parents, if you remember. Because my family was really, like, more overwhelmed than I was with what was going on with me. And I was like if I went up to my dad's office, it was like a shrine. Like, all I saw was me on the walls, and I complained to my mother going, I can't even go up to my own office and get away from me. You know what I mean? That's what, and that's the reason I even tried to live back in Brooklyn, because, yeah, on stage, it's a tremendous ego. I say, I'm the greatest, and that's it. And I go out and I try to prove that time and time again.
Right.
But off stage, I always tried to stay humble and live back in Brooklyn. And it was kind of an impossibility. I mean, some people are very cool. Some people don't get why you're living back there. But I would go to therapy to go, my parents can't handle what I'm going through. You know? And it wound up
But wasn't
just
he just-
sessions
wasn't-
of laying into the... So,
But wasn't he just proud? I have to jump in here.
No, he extremely proud.
Right.
You know, and actually
Without
thrilled I'm
saying, I
doing
guess?
this thing with Norton. No, it was all about being proud.
My dad was the same way. I mean, he was my biggest fan, and he was so
But
proud.
it's also just trying. Like I would actually sit there when my ex-wife would be pregnant with Max, and I would look at my mother and go, "Ma, let's talk about her being pregnant. That's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
We're having a child." You know, they were just that proud, and obviously, I became something in this world because of their personalities. But, what I'm saying is I'd go to therapy, and then what you talk about after that is, so you know what the therapist told me? Who really gives a fuck about a therapist's opinion? Because I'd look at this little asshole with his glasses on, going, well, it's your mother. Then I get defensive to the therapist and go, why don't you shut your fucking mouth about my mother? Let's talk about your fucking mother, okay? And I'd really get angry at the therapist, but then you walk out and you go, you know what he said? Who the fuck is he? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to anybody and I used to love looking at people sitting there when I'd come out because everybody looks at the floor. You know what I mean? I go, what are you here for? what fucked you up, you little slob? You know? And, but I think therapy is great. Just I will pay just to lay into somebody for a couple hours.
Yeah.
It's worth it just for that. So fuck them.
And that's what therapy did for
That's
you.
what therapy is. It's
Gave
the
you-
easiest job as a doctor.
Gave you a punching
Let
bag
me
for a
make
couple
believe I
hours.
learn about the mind. And
Yeah.
then guys like us walk in there and go, why? And then when you realize they don't have the answer and you're paying them $400 fucking dollars, that's when they learn why you're there. Because you tell them what you think of them and what they look like and how they act and what their fucking lives are.
Yeah, they don't need any. It's not any concrete thing like a doctor. Hey, I got this. Take care of it.
Yeah, give me the
this
5-day
vague
pill.
It's this vague.
Give me some fucking penicillin and get out of my life.
You seem like a different Dice
Well, yeah,
than 40 years ago. No,
in what way?
What's the deal? Like,
Fucking-
obviously the divorce was brutal on you.
Yeah,
Brutal, right?
Brutal.
Is there anything else going
It's
on?
not the divorce. I'm telling you, it's the. I make fun of it, but it's the after effects of what goes on. You know, that's why. You know, to be honest, and Kenny would know this too, that I'm really close with my boys, and just really want, especially when I left, to make sure that they grow up. Yeah, and look who's talking, without their minds getting messed up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's a very confusing time. So, I would look to just work. I had no career goal. It was more like go out, make a living, and get home and be with your kids.
Right.
And that's what I've done. And they're two incredible human beings, today. I got a 13-year-old going on 30 because they had to learn the hard way. They say never put the kids in the middle, but that's what goes on. I mean, the therapist would say you don't put kids in the middle, but in reality, you can't help but do that, especially if one or both parties, are doing the wrong thing. You can only keep them out of it for so long.
Mm-hmm. Not a huge
so
effect
you
on
do change in certain ways. Went through another relationship, got engaged for the minute. You know how that shit goes, Anthony.
No,
he didn't.
I got married once, and that was it. No more
that was
engagement.
I remember talking to you with that stuff.
No engagement, no nothing. I lay it right on the line. I'm not getting married. It just ain't gonna happen.
You got a girlfriend?
Ever again?
You got a girlfriend?
Right now, no.
Now I understand you went through some stuff.
What?
Yeah, I got a girlfriend now.
Well, he's
the traffic girl.
He's going on a date with a traffic girl today from TV.
Fucking meet or maid?
No, not that kind of traffic girl. Fucking
The worst
meet a
people
maid.
on fucking earth.
Oh, I hate him.
Meet a
Now we
maid.
could finally agree on something.
Hate him.
She's on the news.
Yeah.
She does the traffic on the news.
On the news.
Lovely.
Traffic victim.
Oh, a traffic girl, like a helicopter chick.
Yeah, she used to be in the helicopter. They brought
Okay.
her into the studio now.
She was too hot for the chopper.
So she's on the news here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Channel 11.
Big
Yeah.
shot, huh?
She's
Look at you now.
You want to see her
Very
She'll
picture?
be
smart.
dating celebrities. Let me see a
Very
picture.
nice.
On one of these big screens.
How much you gonna film with the camera? How much you think I needed this? Bring
Gonna
it
do
over
it all
here.
day.
Bring me the camera.
All day long. Steve, you remember Dice?
I do.
What's going on?
Hey, Dice.
Oh, he's putting up the good pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me see. Where is she?
No, these are the good pictures. This
Uh-oh.
And it's going on a date
This
with
was
this girl
before.
tonight.
Yeah, that was before the traffic career,
Can
I
I
think.
see it on it? Can I see it
Wait,
here?
we're getting it up there. There you go. And it's going out with that tonight.
She's lovely.
So she does the traffic naked?
Oh, that's what.
They should.
That is the
And she's on regular network?
Yeah, on Channel 11.
Yeah.
And so what's she posing here?
Playboy.
Old Playboy.
Mean. Atsoy.
Atsoy.
So, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm getting to see what you might be banging. That's exciting to me.
Just going out to dinner
Show the chair
tonight.
shot.
If she could do this, you think it's just dinner and, what are your hobbies?
We're just going out to dinner. Have a couple of drinks.
Can't you just do, can I take some pictures like they did?
Like they did.
You go, look at her fucking lips down here. This is beautiful.
I don't think so. I think,
What's her name?
Jill.
Jill, maybe she'd like me more than you. Can I
Dice,
go out with her,
you're not
too?
gonna. What are you blocking me here? You cock blocker?
Yeah, why not? What
What
do
are
I
you
care?
What's that about?
We haven't been friends for 4 years. I
I'm
gotta
gonna
care.
now in 2
No,
years.
no,
I'm gonna be
teasing,
really
I'm
pissed
teasing.
off.
Yeah, if you really fall in love with her. You can fall in love with a girl like that, right?
Dude, your
Oh,
picture.
love.
When you Google search Jill Nicolini and go images, Anthony comes up.
Yeah, why does my picture
saw
come
that.
up? I saw like my kid picture came
Yeah.
up.
She's a good-looking chick. I'll
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you that right now.
She's lovely.
Why the hell is that picture coming up?
I don't know.
Oh, that's strange.
All right, well,
I like that she still keeps some box hair. You know what I mean?
Don't you like a little bit?
A little, for the finger bang, so you can wipe your fingers off when you're done. Let's say you're finger banging her.
Shit.
No, let's say you're finger banging her, right? And all of a sudden the doorbell rings and your friend's there, so you just wipe it off on her so you could shake his hand. That your fingers aren't dripping with whatever they do. Whatever shit comes out of there. As you get older, it seems like every fucking thing comes out of there with them. You know what I mean?
I gotta tell you, I've never heard that one before.
Heard what
Where
one?
You use it just in case your friend's at the door.
Well, what? You're gonna shake his hand?
No, that's rude. That's rude. I understand, but
was breaking into her box.
I would just think maybe you'd use your pants or something else.
No, it's higher. Go shampoo it now.
Just enough there to wipe your finger
Yeah, exactly. That's a class thing.
Okay.
All right.
That's
like
good.
that. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, why not? What else are you gonna do with it? That's what it's there for. If you didn't figure it out, by now.
I didn't. Thank God. See, thank God this happened.
So
you live and learn.
Even with your dick. Let's say you're banging her, right? An actual bang. You know what I mean? Oh, someone's at the door. I'll be right back. And you wipe it off for a minute. What do you want? You want to get the stains in your beige pants?
No.
You wipe it off on a fucking Here, go do something with it already. Dust off the furniture while I go answer the door. Nice girl, though. I like her.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I know you weren't talking about her in particular.
No, not her. No, but what I'm saying is she left some there in case.
Right.
She's a thinker, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She's going, he might need box hair.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if she's saying that.
Every girl says that. This is 2008.
I'm just looking.
You know what I mean? It's not years ago. If it was, would she be posing anywhere but on your mouth?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Dice, all I'm looking for is some nice conversation, a nice dinner.
Not. It
out,
never is.
Some drinks.
And if that's all she's looking for, why is it up on a 25-inch screen? Going, look at this selling point.
Because she's a beautiful girl, and then decided,
I'm not saying she's not, and I don't disagree with what she's done.
Mm-hmm.
You look at that and go, okay, it's everything I need. Tits, a box, and box hair for wiping my hands off.
See, we learned something today.
I know a lot about these things.
Well,
it's what I study.
He always has, yeah.
Yeah.
You've always been a master of that.
Hey, Dice, did we say anything today that we're going to find out about 4 years from now?
No. I'm good.
All right, that's good to know.
You know what I mean?
So we got that
You laid back, you relaxed. I like it.
Everybody good? You good?
No,
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
waiting for the apology. I'm very good.
Yeah.
Norton?
I feel great.
I saw a different Norton last night when he called me.
No,
up.
you know what? When I
was
met
like,
with
wow,
Norton,
Norton was affected by his lunch with Dice yesterday. That's what I got out of that.
no, because it was a very serious talk we had.
That's what he was
It really
telling me.
bothers Norton that we haven't spoken. That there's like different camps, and it really shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
And I agreed with him. That's why I said, because he didn't think I'd come up here, and I go, I'll go up there in a second. What do I care? As long as everybody's going to talk, and it's not just about destruction. That's all I cared about. But I was like, if that's what it is, all right, it'll be one visit.
But it's not. This is good.
Silence. You like that, right?
Yeah, I love that.
I saw that.
When we used to talk on the air, and it would just go to silence.
Silence.
And you would say, I forgot what you would say with that. You would, it would like be a lot of silence.
Yeah. Dead air.
Dead air.
Fired.
Nothing funnier than silence.
We didn't have a lot of material back then.
Dead air.
Dead air for the DJ.
And I'm on the phone, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I go, why is everybody quiet?
That was because we were messing with
The
you.
silent game, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how to mess. I'm not good at that. Kenny, what is my real nickname?
Kenny.
Wait.
What did Robert Santa name me years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Tell him.
The Effect Master.
The Effect Master?
Effects.
Yeah.
Not effect. Yeah, nobody knows how
The
to
effects
affect more
master.
than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He convinced this guy he was Superman and was going to fly by his window.
No, that was Dennis.
Oh.
That was Dennis Offer.
Superman.
Yeah, I called him up. I was bored to tears. This is like 1988, so he's only my agent for a minute, right? So at that time, my ex was not my ex, so she's on the other phone. I go, all right, let's have some fun, right? So I get the agent on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, how you doing, Dennis? You know. And he'd always hear me in a good mood, you know. He goes, you all right? Just had a fight with her, you know. You know, you think you go with a girl, you could tell them some things about yourself, and it'll be all right. She's inside laughing at me, you know. He goes, well, what's the matter? You know, I go, you won't get it, you know, and if I told you, you're going to laugh, and then I'll get aggravated. And he goes, no, man, I mean, you could tell me anything. I go, I really can't, Dennis, because you're just not going to fucking get it, okay? And I'm really upset from this, okay? And I start to, like, cry a little on the phone. He's going, calm down, man. You can talk to me. I'm not just an agent, you know? So I go, all right, I'm going to tell you something, you know? And I just want you to hear it, you know? And not many people in my life know this about me. And he goes, tell me what she's laughing at, because if you want, I'll talk to her. I'm Superman. So now it's quiet. And I go, see, you don't believe me. Nobody but... And he goes, well, I think you're a super guy. I go, no. I'm Superman. I'm the real Superman, okay? He goes, so, like, you could lift heavy things? I go, yeah. Like, I go, it's not like you see on TV, but yeah, I could fly. I could, you know, I could do, I could do whatever the fuck you need to do. I go, the reason I don't fly a lot is because I don't want to be caught by the radar and have to go back to my fucking planet. So he goes, oh, so you could fly here and come visit me right now. I go, yeah, if you want. I go, not a problem. I could be there in 3 minutes. You know, I'm in L.A. And he goes, okay, I want you to do that. I go, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm only doing it because I love you. I'm going to fly to New York. I go, you know what floor you were on in your building. Open your window. I'm going to wave to you, and then I'm going to come back to L.A., pick up the phone, and you'll know I'm telling you the truth. So now that's a little quiet. And he's going, so you're going to be outside my window, like with the red, you know, suit? I go, no, I don't need the suit. That's just TV shit. I just fly. And I fly at the speed of light. Nobody's going to see it, okay? All right, the window's open. And I said, you know what, then? I said, I just got to tell you, you know, only because I do care about you, ready? I go, it's very shocking when you see Superman. I go, and I'm just warning you. I go, see, this is what I mean. This has happened before. There's a slight chance you might get a heart attack because you're not going to believe what you're actually seeing because it's really an unbelievable thing. So now he's like, I could get a heart attack from this? I go, yeah, that's the only thing. See, that's why I didn't want to have to prove it. I'd rather you just... So, in other words, you'll be outside my window 50 floors up, and I'm going to die to see that? I can't risk that. So now he's all fucked up, and I just hang up on him and never told him the truth. That's an effect.
Do you think he waited?
I made this guy Robert, my friend Robert, who named me the effects master, believe there was a 2-inch girl in his dresser drawer waiting to meet him, and if he likes her, I'll blow her up for him. Because I'm on the phone with him. It was raining outside. I'm in L.A. He's in New York. This is how it happened. And he goes, you know what I could use? I wish I had like a beautiful like brunette right now. It's a rainy day. I go, okay, done. You know? And he goes, what do you mean done? I go, look out your window. If you like her, I'll put her in the house, you know? He goes, what do you mean look out? I go, look out your window. It's raining. She's getting wet. He goes, what are you talking about? I go, Robert, you just said to me you want a beautiful brunette. Mm-hmm. I can do those things. So she's right there. Take a look. I'll put it. He goes, Andrew, I'm not getting up and looking at it. How the fuck would that be a girl outside? Now he's getting me. He's a Brooklyn guy, you know. He's going, how the fuck did you get a girl outside my... I go, Robert, you asked for it. I didn't ask to do it. It's something you want, something I could fucking do. Look out. I go, where do you want her? She's getting fucked. I go, you know what? Just open up your closet door. You know, I go, she's standing there. Get some towels, dry her off. You're going to love her, I promise. He goes, Andrew, I'm not getting out of my fucking bed. I don't know what the fuck you do, because the guy didn't know me well. He goes, I don't know what kind of fucking game you're playing with me. I go, well, what do you want me to do with this fucking girl? It's too late. You asked for her. Are you afraid of a girl? He goes, no. How the fuck is there a girl in my closet? He goes, you're 3,000 miles. He's actually fucking fuming. I go, all right, this is what I'll do. Just open up your dresser drawer. She's sitting on your underwear. I go, she's only 2 inches now, so you don't have to be afraid. And if you like her, I'll just blow her up to full size, and you can fuck her eyeballs out, whatever you want to do with her, okay? Have a good time. He goes, Andrew, I'm not opening the drawer. If I open the drawer and there's a little fucking girl there, I'm not going to know what to do. So that's when I get to laugh, and that's when I get to enjoy my time destroying somebody's mind like that. And after that, he named me the effects master.
There you go.
And there have been many since then.
But why wouldn't he just say, no, there's not?
Yeah.
No, there's not what?
A girl there.
Because he wouldn't look. Because if by some chance, I'm so committed to it, that if by some chance there's a 2-inch girl in your drawer, you're either going to freak out.
You're insane.
Or eat her.
You're insane.
Just swallow her and forget it happened.
You're insane.
Yeah. Did you ever do an effect like that?
No.
All right, so now I ask the jury.
You're insane.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Arthur Kirkland, and I am the defending attorney for the defendant, Jim Norton. When did I get mad?
What happened?
You're on the witness stand now, my
Me?
friend. Yeah. When did I get mad about the Max thing?
I don't know.
All right, let me ask you this question. Did it happen at the time it happened?
I didn't feel like it was.
It wasn't really discussed, right? Other than when I came up the day before
honestly
the Okay,
don't
so-
remember. I swear to you, I don't remember that we ever discussed the Max thing.
That's right.
That's the God's honest truth.
And we stayed friends
I thought so.
for a couple of years.
Well, when was that Garden Show, Kenny? 99?
2000.
October 2000. It was Game 5 of the Mets-Yankees World Series on a Thursday night.
So
Okay.
we were friends
Couple of years before that happened, right?
2 more years, and then some of the time we were off the air
And then it was the attack.
when we got back on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I attacked.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That one I got to think about for a while.
It was an effect. You see what I mean?
The effect was
See,
that I
when
thought
the
we were real
effect-
friends.
Yeah. and I truly like you. Okay?
Yeah, but that's mental.
No, it's an effect.
No, it's mental.
And
That's mental.
and you went nuts about it, right?
You went nuts back though. So,
Yeah.
So
I fueled it.
And
I fueled the effect.
and I affect you back.
See the stories I just told you about Robert
now
and
you're
about
it.
Dennis?
Now
Wait a
you're
minute.
it.
That's fine. I can handle an effect.
We'll do
because
an effect like tag thing. Now you're it.
That's fine.
That's mental.
I like that because
Someone
then
back me
a
up.
new
He's
effect.
insane. This guy's insane.
I love when I drive him nuts.
You're
I really
insane.
do. I'm just fucking with you.
fucking insane.
Donnie, wise guy always carries his money in a roll. Never in a wallet.
All right, so
Nicky was a rat because Sonny Black said Nicky
Nicky
was a rat.
was a rat because Sonny Black said so.
Kenny, he's got the
good one.
You got the
I can't. I
got
can't.
the memory of
you
a
see Annette?
flea.
You see Annette?
This guy
and
hasn't
that's a
talked
good
to you in
woman.
4 years.
I can't do
Let him
right
sweat a
by
little.
Annette. I can't do right by Annette. I bet on a horse. That horse don't do what it's supposed to do. That and every other fucking thing in my life.
thing. We have only 10 minutes left, and they're going
Is
to
that
turn off
it?
the computer. Yeah.
You want to talk about more effects?
No, it's tiring.
Elvis.
I love it.
It's tiring.
This
I gotta go
always
to
happens
John's
with
to
him
hog.
where it gets to the point he goes, "You're nuts." It's like the raging bull. You're really nuts.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
I do, but I do enjoy that about you.
Yeah, but you're on the radio,
You
right?
make things interesting. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. And why do you think Kenny
But not
likes
with-
me?
but not with
it's
real-
interesting.
But not with real life stuff. You should have You should have
No, I was actually angry about that. It wasn't an effect, but the things with Robert were.
I'll summarize by saying I completely understand when it comes to family, especially.
That's
kids.
right, and
I
I'm
don't know
very
kids
serious
yet,
about
but
that.
I know family, and I understand that, but just how.
But that's why you don't understand it, because you don't have them yet. It's a whole
Yeah, but-
different animal.
But
no,
years later, that's crazy.
it's not crazy if it's what you need to do. It's just like here. You're going to go get married. day one is going to be fantastic. You know, and then it starts falling apart after the honeymoon, right? Anthony, back me up on this. Okay.
No, he was crying. Oh, sorry.
I'm sure your fiance loves me already if she's listening.
No, I said I had tears of pain and frustration rolling out the corner of my eye.
Honeymoon night.
No, but this is what happens.
Dude, I wouldn't get married if I didn't think it was gonna, be.
The key word is think.
We'll stay happy and good.
Look, I wish you all the luck in the world with that. I'm not even kidding about that. I know what it is. To be in love. I know what it is
You'll
when
get
it falls
married.
apart.
You'll probably get married again.
We'll see what happens.
You almost got engaged, or you were engaged. So that means
but
all
I
this
do
means
things
nothing.
to keep it exciting.
That's crazy talk.
But it's not crazy talk.
You got engaged for what? For the goof?
No, not for the goof.
Okay, so what?
It was an impulse. It was fun.
But if you don't believe in the marriage thing, why would you do that?
I do believe in marriage.
So,
Well, I believe in it. It exists, all right. And it's very hard to destroy.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you're in a marriage that isn't working out all of a sudden,
right.
sometimes it takes years, even in a regular relationship, years till it does finally end.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes animosity, here comes depression,
You gotta be miserable.
frustration. Then you have like a good few weeks or a good couple months or maybe even a good year together, and then it starts falling apart again, and sooner or later it ends. So what I'm bringing out is sometimes what you're feeling at the moment doesn't come out for a few years, just like the thing with Max. So yeah, I tried to ignore it to a certain point, and then it came out. Because he is my kid, and I do love him,
I understand
and I do
that part of
protect
it.
them. You know what I mean?
But I'm not a chick.
And when you don't understand that because you don't have kids yet, but when you do, it becomes a whole different thing. You know, you're just protective. It's you're their life. You're who, especially in this fucking world today where parents aren't bringing up kids and taking care of their kids the right way. That you got a bunch of fucking dummies out there. I'm making sure that my kids grow up knowing what to do with their lives and guiding them, actually guiding them rather than going, just go see what happens.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every kid, not every kid, but all I hear are the stories. My son didn't go to his prom because he goes, Dad, all they're going to do, which he sees every day, drinking, getting stoned. He doesn't even want to deal with that. That was a girl he liked in school. Thought she was the greatest thing. He went to a party. He goes, Dad, she was so drunk, she sickened me. And just didn't want to deal. He doesn't want to deal. Like, we're not living in a day and age also where you could just, stick it in everything you fucking meet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he wants a nice girl. He doesn't want some pig that's just going to be, do filthy things for him.
Right.
Let him meet a nice girl that'll do filthy things. Well, you know what I mean? So you try to guide your kid.
What's the definition of a nice girl? She doesn't take it into shitter?
Kenny's bonding with Dice. What's your memory?
Why does that bother you? If we're making up, wait a minute. If we're making up, why can't I make up with Kenny?
He's a little worried.
Jokes.
He's a little worried that,
No,
Kenny's
I'm not.
going to
Mike
be like...
Cole already said he'll pick me up tomorrow. I got it right here. I'm serious. You need to see it. Mike sees an opportunity. He's jumping on it. Now, I do have to ask you this. You swear that you weren't part of the Howard dead dad jokes.
It's not my thing.
Okay. Because
It's
a lot
just
of
not.
people are calling me out and like, dude, he did. He was part of that. I know you were there.
Was I
that
sitting
day.
there? Yes.
No, I know that much.
I tried. Number one, I didn't even think it was about you. I thought it was... Because I was defending Mancow at that moment.
And I'll be honest, because a lot of people are saying, "Well, play the audio." This is going.
You know what?
Hold on. This is way bigger than radio. What's going on today? And I can't. I personally can't hear that shit.
Well, that's
and I don't
the reason.
want to hear that shit. So I got to take your word for it that you weren't part of that shit. Because that's a rough
Well, you know
one.
what? That's something I would swear to as far as remembering.
Right.
Because I just know me. I know me really well. I know when I'm fucking around. I know when I'm serious. And that's just not where I go. I'll say anything about you. I'll say if I'm mad at
You were
somebody...
extremely angry that day, and you were definitely taking your shots.
I still wouldn't go there.
And then Dice was definitely.
I don't go there.
Dice, sorry. Howard was doing his, his dead dad jokes, which is hilarious because he'll lose his dad someday, and then he'll maybe understand exactly what that's about. Not that I wish that upon anyone, and I'm being honest. That's why I don't understand
but that's
why
what
you
I'm
would go
saying.
there. But
you see, I'm even looking at your face when you say I would never go there. I tried getting you on the phone for I felt sick when I heard that news.
Right.
You know, and I knew you didn't want to talk to anybody. And Pete.
Well, that's one of the things that I wish I handled differently. I wish I had reached out to a lot of people.
I wasn't mad about
during
it.
that time, but I shut out everyone.
Understandably. I can't even joke about it now, and I wouldn't, and I never would. It's just not who I am. It's not who I am as an angry comic. It's not who I am as a person. Like I said, when you have kids, you got to look them in the eye. I could look them in the eye because I know nothing I do is wrong. From my stand-up to who I am as a man to who I am as a father, I don't do the wrong thing. If I would have said something like that about you, I couldn't look at them. That's how it is. And that's what it means to me. So
I know you were taking the shots at me personally. I took my shots at you personally.
Calling somebody a hack or saying they're not talented. Are you on the radio every day? But this is what I'm saying. You wouldn't be on the radio if you weren't doing a good job. That's it. That's the bottom line. Even if I didn't like what you did, okay? But I was just taking shots because I'm angry. Just like I fought with Howard all the years. It was way worse. It was awful what we would say about each other. We made up. That's it, because we both really like each other personally. And that's what it comes down to. And that's what Norton was bringing out yesterday, that, all this bullshit, fighting with, comics fighting with comics, talk show guys fighting with talk show. It's all bullshit stuff when all we should really be concentrating on is the job of making people laugh. See, people... the fans don't understand what it takes to make them laugh, and if you're just walking around with real anger, you can't make anybody laugh. I love going up and just seeing crowds rock back and forth in laughter, which is, why, I'm excited about doing this thing with Norton, that he wanted me for this thing, HBO wanted me for this thing, and...
Filming tomorrow and Thursday, right?
Actually... They looked at it like I'm doing a favor. To me, to walk out in front of the country and make them laugh is not a favor. It's my pleasure. Because also on shows like this is not about money. This isn't about doing a gig where big paydays. They basically pay nothing for these shows. This is about the love of performing. And, I started to love it again about 3 years ago, to be on stage again and really make people laugh. And... even, the fact that we did go through it, I don't like that, but I felt I had to be honorable to my own son, and that was it.
I respect that part of it. We come from a very similar place. Like I was, you don't know shit about me in the last 4 years. I've grown as a person. Jimmy knows probably more than anyone. I'm not as angry as I used to be, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this again. A lot of fun.
So you understand what I mean?
I didn't have a lot of fun at the end of the NEW run. I don't know if it was the pressure. I don't know if it was what was going on.
And we were close then, and I saw what you went through.
I don't know if I was miserable in my personal life. I don't know if the pressure of what Ant and I were doing on a daily basis was getting to me. I wasn't having fun. I'm having a ball now. But
you were miserable because our conversations off the air.
Oh, yeah, you probably knew more than most.
I'm saying what you were talking about back then. You were absorbed in the misery.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
that's what I'm talking. And, at that time I was absorbed in misery too. So, all of a sudden, if you really got something going on, if you really have that funny bone, it comes back. And you start enjoying being in front of the audiences. That was a time I didn't like being in front of them because I was so unhappy. So it's like, I got to go up. They can't know that. They want to let. Now,
put on the face.
I've been destroying the way I always did, because
the Olive Gardens across America.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm happy doing it again. And that's where new material comes into play, and that's where the delivery comes into play, and the audience is really. I went on at that the Comedy Cellar last night. Just so much fun just to be up there. Small little place, great fucking club.
Well, yeah, sure.
You've been there, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking. And I went on after Norton, and just. They just want to laugh today, people, with everything going on. And I just felt good being up there and making them laugh the way I did. And making...
This is music that's going to knock
they
off
cut
the
us
computer.
off. The computer shut us off.
I do have to say really fast, line of the day, we're not doing it today, brought to you by Three Doors Down, with over 12 million albums sold worldwide and 8 #1 singles. They're back with a new album available everywhere today. This self-titled album includes the #1 hit single, It's Not My Time, on sale at Best Buy for only $9.99. I guess we have to say to be continued, my friend.
To be continued.
To be
I'm glad I
continued.
came up, really.
All right.
You know?
Glad you did too. Absolutely.
No animosity from this side of the table.
No.
I respect the fact that you came up today. Absolutely, man. And you guys have a good taping tomorrow and Thursday.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. And I'm very tired and I kind of have to shit.
Kenny, the last word is to you today.
Excuse me?
Last word is to you.
I just can't get over the love in the room.
No, he means it, though. That's how Kenny does it, you know.
Can we agree to hate him at least?
But I don't hate him. And I'm glad I came up here, and that's all.
Absolutely. Andrew
I'm
Dice
glad
Clay,
to see
everyone.
you guys.
Okay.
Yes.
I got a little
absolutely
choked up at
nice.
one point,
What
slightly,
part? What part?
Aw.
when he was talking about Kenny's sons.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
nice.
There were some tears in the room.
Very nice.
All right.
Jesus.
Thank
No,
you.
but see how you joke about it? I was serious.
was.
I know he's serious.
There was. That
Oh,
that
yeah.
wasn't a joke that time.
All right.
I do
You'll
real
let your
moments. I
emotions
do
out.
real moments now on the
know.
show. I do.
I know, and I know how sensitive you are.
Well, thanks.
I do, you are. That's
are
what
you.
we talked about it.
Yeah.
I know, I'll admit it.
All right. You're more sensitive, though.
Yeah, who else cried on Arsenio?
That's right. And a little more crazy than me.
A lot more.
Yeah, all right, good. That's good
A
enough.
little more, I'll be flying by your office in 3 minutes.
Yeah, with little people in the drawer.
Yeah, I'm sure if you were making $500 a week, he would have tolerated the conversation. It wasn't the $2 million a month.
And he wanted us to believe that the guy believed. I'm like, okay.
I believe
I'll
you're a
believe that the guy
super
believed.
guy.
Get out of here. We'll see you guys
All right.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, well, that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.